at it, and she just grabbed one and ate it for the laughs. So kind of weird, you know.
Crunchy and airy.
Yeah.
I mean, that just the presentation of the cockroach.
Yeah, it's pretty bad right there.
Is.
Cockroach is a little different than a cricket.
And you know there's got to have that, because you step on them and that gunk, that yellowish orange gunk that comes out, that's what you're going to...
That bile.
Lance.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Before we get out of here, one more thing, but Champy's Chicken brings you the final hour every day. You walk by there, why start eating insect-based food when you have Champy's Chicken out there? You want people from Europe to fall in love with the South and with America? Get them some good Southern fried chicken from Champy's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. That'll make world peace really quickly. Brined overnight, cooked to order. Shirley's got the brine sauce down pat. 100% success rate. With people that roll in there, they love Sterling's chicken, the hand-cut chicken fingers, the in-house made sides. It is terrific. Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Everybody now has played one game at the World Cup. 15 wins, 9 draws in the first 24 games. 24 of 80 matches have been played, so everybody's played one game now. And the Americans are still alive for the World Cup.
Still 1-0, baby.
Really cool, baby. One of the 15 that have won. Harry Kane had a brace yesterday, 4-2 for England over Croatia. I cannot believe you guys are basically Texas fans now. You guys are buying into England. You think England's back.
Oh, they played well.
Oh, I've bought into them the whole time.
No, I think I'm ready to buy into the United States. I'm going to watch this Australia game Friday. I'll let you know after that.
Pulisic is dealing with a calf injury, but he's supposed to go for the U.S. against Australia tomorrow night. Today, already underway, not on our TV, South Africa and Czechia both lost. Then you got Bosnia and Swiss, a loss and a draw. Then you've got Canada and Qatar, a draw and a loss. But tonight, 8 o'clock main Fox, South Korea in Mexico playing host country Mexico, both coming off wins. Both in good spots to move on. But the winner tonight secures, right, Tyler? You secure, if you're 2-0, you secure a move on into the knockout round, right?
Correct.
Okay, so winner tonight secures a spot in the knockout. Doesn't mean the other one's done, but a good place to be with a win tonight.
Got to play on that one, by the way.
Oh, do you?
South Korea.
Yep.
Interesting.
Sure do.
Yeah. I have a feeling Mexico not as good as we think they are right now, but we'll see.
My guess is no, I'm not going to guess.
South Korea was a little underwhelming, weren't they?
I'll tell you, in my 4 teams that I drafted, my only team that didn't get a win was was Switzerland. And they had that draw late with Qatar.
Yeah. And now they're basically for survival today against Bosnia.
Yeah, I know.
We had that one day there were 4 draws. And Tyler walked in before the show started one morning and he goes, yesterday is why this sport will not take off in America. We had 4 draws in one day.
You're right.
And it's tough. And I told Tyler, I was like, hey, look, buddy, when we were kids growing up, college football had ties. I never understood it. I was like, why are we ending the game with the team?
But you guys remember, I remember the only tie that I saw where it felt like a win was when Alabama and David Palmer tied up Tennessee.
The Legion Field celebrated like Alabama had won the championship.
But other ties you'd walk out of and everybody just kind of looked at each other. It was like so uneventful. So I don't understand, like,
Next Round hoodies and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We continue on our show today, getting ready for another weekend of college football talk. Our Innisfree countdown to kickoff is at 71 days now, very close to that. We've locked down the voters for our 40 and 40 countdown, which starts on July the 6th. Check your email box. If you are a voter this year, Brooks has sent you an email. Check your spam. What's it called when it goes into another folder? Spam folder? Is that correct?
Yeah, but you know what? My Gmail's got like a promotions folder, an updates folder, a spams folder. I'm like,
I had somebody email me the other day, hey, check your spam. I checked my spam, and it was the biggest phishing expedition that people that are trying to get my information could possibly do. I mean, some of the things I'm like, how would I log on to that? I did mean to ask you, though, because I had a couple of people reach out that aren't on Twitter, and they're like, if we're not on Twitter, how do we get involved in the voting?
Brooks had sent it. We were trying to do it with our listeners. Viewers, so he'd put it in the chat room a couple of days, but they've got time if you get them to send the email to you real quick.
So just get email address.
Yeah, get the email address, and they can do that. We've done it in the chat room a couple of days and mentioned it on the show a couple of the days. We're trying to keep it within the watching and viewing family, but those people obviously watch and view, so tell them to give you the email, and we'll pass it along to Brooks and put them on the list there, and but we've locked it down. So those two got inside the deadline. Brooks has a list, and we'll get to that coming up on July the 6th. Always a fun part of summer as we count down. I was listening to Mac and Cube this morning. They're on a replay, but it was from a couple of weeks ago. Career passing yards. I found this fascinating because it's going to make one of us on the show look smart, and it's not who you think it is. Because you would think it'd be me because I'm bringing it up. Career passing yards, don't look.
Okay.
That's returning. The top returning quarterback passing yards in their career in college football for this upcoming season is?
Top career returning. I will go.
More passing yards in his career.
I'll go Josh Hoover, Indiana.
Josh Hoover, Indiana. Interesting guess. What about you? Do you have a guess?
I will go.
I would also, I'll get a second guess after Lance doesn't pick mine, if he doesn't.
I will randomly say Darian Mensah.
Yeah, mine was a bad guess.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there.
It's a good guess. Josh Hoover is the correct answer.
Who's it going to look smart? It's going to make me look smart, not who you think.
9,629 passing yards, the active FBS career leader that's returning this year. Does that surprise you at all? A little bit?
I mean, you think about this past year was such a light quarterback draft, so if you had upper echelon experienced guys, you would think that they would have come out. I just think it shows you kind of where we are in college football. And the interesting thing is everybody is shitting on Indiana again. Like, okay, I know they won a national championship, but what are they going to do in year 3? And now they just bring in the guy that is the career leader, active leader in passing yards.
I think they got the best quarterback out of the portal. That's my opinion. I think Josh Hoover was the best quarterback the portal had to offer. And I don't think they're going to have a drop-off at quarterback. Now, am I saying he's as good a pro prospect as Mendoza that will be a first pick? I am not saying that. But I'm saying at the end of the year, if you go stat line versus stat line, Mendoza versus Josh Hoover, I just don't think you're going to see that big of a difference.
Yeah, maybe not on numbers. I'm just
saying stat line to
the
stat line.
Intangibles. You know, Dunaway brought up the run against Miami yesterday. You look at the final drive against Penn State. Will Josh Hoover be able to do those things?
Josh Hoover is going to absorb Indiana's first regular season loss in 2 years. So that is going to first since the game at the Horseshoe, I guess. First in a year and a half. So he's going to absorb that loss. Everybody's going to say, slipped a little. They're going to lose a game. I mean, you just don't go undefeated year after year after year in major college football. Well, I mean, I think it won't be his fault.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are – I mean, because we talk about the parity now in college football with NIL. If Indiana was to go back-to-back, I don't know what we would say. Like, it's already maybe the strangest college football season we ever had last year with Indiana going 16-0. But if they were to win a national championship in back-to-back years, what would we say?
I would say maybe we don't have parity. Maybe Indiana's the new Alabama.
Yeah. The third guy on this list of career passing yards.
Who was 2? Did you say who 2 was?
I haven't gotten to 2 yet. 2's different.
All right.
This other guy is also a transfer quarterback starting at a new location, and it's not Mensah.
Third third. Sam Levitt, LSU.
No.
Would be a good guess.
Yeah, it's not a good
correct.
guess because he was injured so much.
Too many injuries.
I was just saying, it was the first one that
I
came
will
to
say
mind.
this: you never think passing yards with this guy. And I'll be honest, I didn't think passing yards with Josh Hoover either. But you definitely don't think passing yards with this guy.
Is it John Mateer?
It is not. It's Rocco Beck.
Okay.
His third career, 9,274 passing yards.
I thought this was interesting because I brought up Alabama's odds to make the college football playoff, according to Las Vegas. And Penn State, would you guys not think that they would have a legitimate shot this year with everybody they've got coming in?
I would.
With the experience they've got at quarterback, back to Rocco Beck, they have a 18% chance to make the college football playoff. They're plus 450. You can almost get 5-1 return on Penn State to make a college football playoff.
Just to make the field of 12.
Just to make the field of 12.
Wow.
That seems like pretty good value. I mean,
it does, but then
whether or not they're going to do it.
you start doing Big Ten math though, and you definitely put Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana in front of them. So now you're down to one, maybe two spots, and that's where that number's.
But pull their schedule. I mean, really, they're only going to be underdogs in 2 games,
which are
at Michigan and at Washington. And they might not be a dog at Washington. They've got USC at home, but they avoid Ohio State. They avoid Indiana. They avoid Oregon. Like, to me,
that little stretch right there where they play USC at home and at Michigan in back-to-back weeks will be your telltale.
Yeah, not to get on that tangent, but early lean here. I don't know what Penn State's win total was, but I think I'd take a little flyer on Penn State to make the 12-team playoff.
Feels like it was 8.5 or 7.5. One of those two.
Feels like that's where a lot of college football is this year.
Yeah.
That is a doable
Okay,
schedule.
save that. It may be today and it may be Monday, but either today or Monday, I have Brooks printing them up for us. The BetMGM win total lines. I want a one-sheeter in front of you guys with all of them.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to dry erase board the 5 best over the win total picks.
So these are power fours
and the 5 best under.
I'll give you that too.
Okay, so we'll go 5 overs, 5 unders.
We'll do that 2 separate shows.
Yeah, 5 overs, 5 unders. Okay,
so we'll do that either Monday, Tuesday, or today, Monday.
I will be having Penn State if it's 7.5 or even 8.5.
Let's do Monday, Tuesday. I want to consider this over the weekend.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday.
I'm kidding. I'm not. No, you know me.
Well,
I'm going to do it last minute.
Depends on how the show goes today. Yeah. If it hits a lull, I'll bring it up. If it doesn't,
I feel good about the show. I think we'll be good.
Also, in between this and the top 3, Noah Fafita, Arizona, is back again. He's been passing a lot out there. Arizona could be a sneaky Big 12 contender out there.
I almost brought him up with Luganville yesterday because I asked Luganville the question of, without Brendan Sorsby, who do you think is the best quarterback in the Big 12? But I kind of painted Luganville into a corner because I asked specifically about BYU and Bear Brockmeyer, and he spoke about that. There are a lot of people that would say with or without Sorsby, but certainly without him, Fafita's the best returning quarterback in the Big 12, and you can certainly make that argument.
Yeah, Fafita's just one of those guys. He can have moments. I don't trust him. It seems like whenever you get pressure up the middle from Fafita, because he is so small, he just completely collapses. So I'm not buying Fafita. Like, the experience is great, though, and he's going to have his moments, but I still think he's inconsistent.
Auburn's Byrum Brown's a top 10 guy, career passing yards.
Played a lot of games. Yeah, played a lot of games.
Well, that's what all these guys have in common.
True.
Yeah, all these guys are basically 3 years or more starters. But Byrum, I think, is 8th in career passing yards. Another sneaky contender for a playoff spot. Remember, somebody from the ACC and somebody from the Big 12 will definitely make it. Top 10 passing guy who's back at SMU is the Jennings kid.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings.
He's
still there.
Top 10 career passing yards.
Seems like he's played there. I mean,
well, when they went to a college football playoff a couple of years ago, they kind of alternated a little bit until they finally settled on Jennings. But, he's a good, solid quarterback, no doubt about it. I mean, Kevin Jennings.
That day at Penn State was not his best day, but other than that, he's played pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, the problem has been turnovers. 11 turnovers in 24 and 13 last year.
Well, that's what killed
Josh Hoover.
Yeah, I know. That concerns me about Hoover. But that killed them at Penn State. I think he had like 3 consecutive possessions where he threw a turnover or threw an interception or something like that.
Yeah.
I like Jennings, though.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking quarterbacks, and sneaky, really dark horse playoff team. There are 4 teams in college football that have at least 2 5-star quarterbacks in their quarterback room this year. I'll give you 3. You tell me the 4th one. Ohio State has at least 2 5-stars.
Not a surprise.
Oregon has at least 2 5-stars. And Texas has 2 5-stars. At least 2 5-star quarterbacks in their room. Who is the fourth one?
I would assume that
This is from CBS Sports.
Oh, it's going to be Oregon, right?
Oregon's already here. Ohio State,
no,
Oregon, and Texas.
It's Alabama.
Well, I don't know if Austin Mack was a.
No, but it's one of their recent recruits. Does that not count?
But he's not in the room yet.
Oh, I thought you meant for
is
this upcoming season.
For the team this year that's there.
Okay.
Alabama, at least CBS Sports does not give their 4 teams with 2 5-stars in their on their team playing quarterback this year.
Okay.
At least according to CBS Sports, it's only 4: Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and you got to think sneaky dark horse too.
Sneaky dark horse.
That was not
Alabama.
I don't know if anybody's going dark horse on this team or not.
Michigan. I mean, I know Underwood is. I don't know what else they've got, but
The Houston Cougars.
How about that?
With Connor Wegman and Keon Henderson. That from CBS.
yeah,
Sports.
don't know anything about Henderson, but obviously we've seen Wegman play quite a bit.
Well, that's another guy. Like if you start talking about best returning quarterback in the Big 12, you can make an argument for Connor Wegman at Houston.
And Houston gets a little buzz and maybe working their way into that Big 12 championship game and having 60 minutes for a shot at the playoffs.
And they've got the head-to-head with Texas Tech. Now, I believe it is in Lubbock, if I'm not mistaken. But, they're going to play the favorite in their conference in the regular season. And you never know, like that regular season upset, because Texas Tech doesn't play BYU. If Texas Tech trips up in the regular season, just that one loss could potentially cost them a spot in the conference championship game.
If we do this exercise in 2 years and 3 years, Mestamaker will be the guy.
Will be the career passing leader.
Oh, yeah.
He's the top returning guy. What do you have? 4,300 and change last year?
Yeah. Almost 4,400 yards, and it's not going to change. Even in loss, even if they went 0-12, he's going to go 4,000.
That actually makes it more because they're going to throw every down. They're going to be behind enough, I think, that that team will have to throw a lot. Did you ever go back to who number 2 was?
Yeah, it was Fafita.
Fafita, okay.
Yeah, it was Noah Fafita.
Yeah.
Just thought that was interesting. Mac and Cube on Jocks caught a little bit. I was running a tad late today and caught a little bit of their show, and they were talking about that in a replay mode, and I just thought it was interesting that Josh Hoover, because when they threw that out there, I was like, who is it? And when they said Josh Hoover, I was like, dang it, Brown. he had talked about he had talked about Josh Hoover during the portal all the time.
I know y'all worry about the turnovers, and you should, but Cignetti's 2 for 2, and I think he's 3 for 3 on these quarterbacks.
While we're talking quarterbacks, before we do other stuff we need to talk about in our opening segment, 71 days in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff. Our friends at Innisfree, your game day tradition, is that wonderful Innisfree Irish pub in Tuscaloosa and in Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. It's our friend at Innisfree. Aaron Murray ranked his top 10 quarterbacks. Who do you think Aaron Murray, friend of the show, has as the best quarterback in college football for 2026?
It's going to be interesting if he says Arch, just based on the fact that he was kind of in agreement with me going into last year. Like, why are we hyping this guy up so much? I don't think he would go Arch.
I think he has Arch 4th.
I think he was the first one I remember on a national scale. You'd said it a lot, but on a national scale to say, all right, guys, get past the name and the Longhorn logo and watch the guy play. He's not ready. And, boy, at the start of the season, Aaron Murray and you were spot on that.
And out of respect, he will have Gunnar Stockton in that top 10. And I got no problem with that. I will say that he has got either Dante Moore or Darian Mensah, his number 1.
Okay. What about Trinidad Chambliss?
And Chambliss for you. Okay. Aaron Murray, part of the On3 Sports family. Number 10, John Mateer, Oklahoma. Number 9, Drew Mestamaker, Oklahoma State. Number 8, Julian Sayin, Ohio State. Number 7, Noah Fafita, Arizona. Number 6, Gunnar Stockton, Georgia. Number 5, Trinidad Chambliss, Ole Miss. Number 4, Arch Manning, Texas. Number 3, Dante Moore, Oregon. Number 2, Darian Mensah, Miami. Who's that leave, guys?
Josh Hoover?
Nope.
Sam
CJ
Levitt?
Carr, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Aaron
I
Murray.
don't. I don't know why I completely forgot CJ Carr, but yeah, I mean CJ Carr is your Heisman favorite right now, so that doesn't surprise me. Can't believe Jaden Maeva is not on that list. He's got Noah Fafita and not Maeva on that list.
Yeah.
Aaron Murray, who knows quarterback, but quarterbacks entering the 2026 season, he says CJ Carr. is the best quarterback in college football.
Well, and one of the days this week, we addressed their schedule, and you said you've got to strain to find 2 losses, much less 3.
I don't think you can.
And if he plays quarterback like that, I don't know that you can find 2.
I remember us coming on the Monday after Notre Dame, Miami, and a couple of my points, Malachi Toney, as a 17-year-old, makes the game look really, really easy. And Miami or Notre Dame, I know they played for the national championship just last year, but they've got an upgraded quarterback already.
Yep.
I mean, you could see it immediately with C.J. Carr.
You could.
A little college football quarterback talk to start the day off. The show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson. You can see clearly right over the horizon the college football season. Not that far away, LT.
205-969-8100. That's the number I called way back in 2003. If you wear glasses or contacts, you're wasting money each and every year. Make the phone call that I made. When you make that call, ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She will hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, they are the best. Make the call today. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Wake up, America. It's about time we start paying attention to what's going on. Major League Baseball finally is seeing what the NFL and the NBA has been doing to the colleges for years and years. And Major League Baseball yesterday made a proposal that later in the day was rejected very quickly by the Major League Baseball Players Association. But basically, it was going to overhaul the domestic amateur entry system, according to Jeff Passan of ESPN, making high school players from the draft, taking them out of it, making them go to college and play through their sophomore year before they become draft eligible. Who does that sound like? The NFL, by the way. That sounds exactly like that. And eliminate the Major League Baseball draft, which they've already cut way down to 20, to cut it down to 12 rounds and cut the pool money down to $200 million, all that pool money and stuff. But what you're doing there, 12 rounds, you've already eliminated basically half of the minor league baseball teams in America, saving the Major League Baseball owners millions of dollars. Now, if you limit this and you force these kids into college, who is now taking on the tab of training and preparing future Major League Baseball? The owners aren't paying for it anymore.
Yep.
Who's paying for
It's
it?
college baseball.
Colleges.
Yep.
The colleges become having to pay for Major League Baseball player development, what they've done for the NFL since the beginning of the NFL.
This comes right at the time, though, that I would imagine there are a lot of ADs that are secretly wondering, how do I keep my college baseball program intact? Because I'm bleeding money. The only thing that really makes me money is football. I got to have basketball. I got to balance these scholarships. I mean, places like, Tennessee, Texas, Oklahoma, places like that, their college baseball programs are fine. But I just wonder if over the next decade, you're not going to see some college baseball shrinkage. And this comes at a time where there'll be more players in college baseball than ever before, because that's where high schoolers have to go.
I will tell you, I think sooner than later, we will have a class action lawsuit from baseball players trying to be able to get out. It was, hey, you can go play pro immediately when you're drafted as a senior in high school, or you've got those 3 years. Well, that was because it was amateur baseball. It's not anymore. Yeah. I mean, these guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I think you will see a class action lawsuit with a bunch of guys challenging coming out of freshman, sophomore years. And I mean, this thing can't hold up forever.
Yeah, MLBPA rejected it, and I don't know how it works, but we're heading towards a baseball lockout because they're trying to put the salary cap in, and this is another way they're doing to try to save money, all working towards the salary cap. So seriously, we may have 0 games in 2027. They may not play a season in 2027.
That seems to be the betting favorite right now. That's what a lot of people say. And I mean,
I'm
not kicking you, but it's your Dodgers that have started all of this.
You guys remember 1994? What a disaster that strike was.
Yeah,
that's the one where we had no World Series.
But no World Series.
Yeah.
Yep. And a lot of people
games
into August, I believe. Yeah.
And a lot of people left baseball, and some of those people never came back, and it just took a long time for the ratings to rebound.
But I said this. I was like, this is what the NFL has done forever, and I've got no problem with it because college athletics has become big business. It's the most watched college World Series in years, maybe ever. College baseball regular season becomes more and more of a TV product. I'm okay with college baseball growing. This would force a lot of big stars into college baseball, only making the TV product better. But in the big flip around of all of this, the NFL has benefited from this forever and ever. They need to, and I've said this several times now, I'll say it again, the NFL needs to tighten their schedule up, leaving college football's Saturday windows open at the end of the NFL regular season and the playoffs to allow the college football folks to have their college football playoffs so they can keep making their money to keep feeding players in the NFL. That's the least the NFL can do. It's the smallest thing the NFL can do for years and years of millions of dollars of money poured into
They'll never see it that way.
basically their player development for free that the NFL owners have gotten away with. Why not leave Saturdays alone and let college football finish their playoffs before you push anything on to a Saturday?
But imagine
how it would be so easy for them to do that.
No, I agree, but they'll never do it because they want as much real estate as they can get. But in baseball, I mean, imagine signing. I mean, Bryce Harper would have gone to play college baseball. Can you imagine that?
Would have had to.
Yeah, would have had to. Can you imagine Bryce Harper, who was in the major leagues very, very quickly?
Oh, King Griffey Jr.
Can you imagine those guys?
Different eras, but Hank Aaron and Willie Mays.
Can you imagine those guys with aluminum bats hitting college pitching?
I mean, I saw when I was doing 4 Downs today, Doc Gooden, I think he had some kind of milestone at 19 years old.
Yeah, Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah, those guys are playing college baseball if this rule were to pass. But imagine the flip side of that. Now I'm a college baseball coach, and I go get Bryce Harper, and Bryce Harper's agent tells me he never plays more than 2 games back-to-back. We are preserving him for the pros, which is what's going to happen here.
Oh, because I'm sure.
Because minor league baseball has the investment in them. They have to sit them and rest them.
What kind of pitch count are you going to have?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he throws no more than 80 pitches, and you can only use him once a week. You know, you can't bring him in relief. I don't care, what the situation is.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, they're not drafted yet, and the MLB PA has rejected it.
But yeah, it's probably never going to happen. I could not believe it when I saw it, though. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
That's the one sport where I'm like, yeah. I mean, I think basketball, I don't think you could do it in football, but high school straight to the pros in basketball and baseball.
Basketball forces one and done now? Right? It's still, you have to go at least 1 year
you can't go straight, can you?
No.
Unless you're European.
Yeah. It's one and done. I mean, look, and some guys are ready to play baseball at 19. A lot of guys were ready to play basketball at 19. We've only had a few NFL guys that would be ready at that age.
The first one I ever saw that I'm like, okay, this guy was Trent Richardson. The first time I saw him in person, I was like, yeah, this guy could probably be playing in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, there are a few.
Jeremiah Smith.
Overall, it's a good rule for high school and NFL.
We'll get to our leaderboard update at the U.S. Open here in a second. The show today being brought to you by Lance's Lock. Lance'sLock.com, our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Coming off a 4-2 last night, we finally, after 4 consecutive winners in the World Cup, we had South Korea last night.
Oh, brutal loss. Their goalie, man. What's their goalie doing? Just punch that ball out of there.
Well,
he was unbelievable, though. He made several other
the one goal came from him coming out. Look, I don't know what I'm talking about.
But just possess the ball. Like, how does he lose the ball?
He hit his own guy.
Yeah, but just running into his player, hold on to it there. Anyway, so we were 4-2 last night. We've got another play in World Cup. We're 5-0 in College World Series. We'll have more of that coming up for you tomorrow. We do have one match play today from the U.S. Open. Jump on and win with us at Lance'sLock.com. Free winner every single day. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Team USA plays today. Before we talk about that, I had this yesterday from the Morning Brew, but I did not get it onto the show. I'll get it on here. The hydration breaks that true football purists are upset about. But again, you're playing some of these games in Mexico, so they decided whether we're playing in Vancouver or Guadalajara, we're going to take a hydration break, basically broken down to 4 quarters. The international feed in most countries don't take a break. They just show during the hydration break the players drinking water and getting coached up. Fox takes the hydration break as a commercial break, sponsored by our friends at Powerade, the hydration break. Then they go to commercial. $249.6 million, according to the Morning Brew, that Fox is making just on the hydration breaks.
I saw somebody point
just
this
on
out.
the hydration break.
This shows you why we have hydration breaks. That's Fox making some money there. And that's only going to increase. Are they keeping them all the way through? Is this staying all the way through? It's not just pool play? Yeah. I saw somebody point this out, though. You guys have watched a lot of World Cup. I've watched more this year than I've ever watched. Can you think of them having to stop the game because the guy cramped up?
Nope. Been less cramping than usual. Yep.
And as somebody pointed out, you can take shots at the hydration breaks all you want, but this guy was like, I watch it all the time. I haven't seen one game stop due to cramps.
Yeah.
And it's pretty hot and humid in some of these places.
I would tell you they've also now with the replay and such, there's still some flopping going on, but they now can they're really tightening up on if you're trying to flop in the box to try to fool me, they can really go card you now. I've liked the fact that they carded somebody.
Yeah, that happened in the USA's first game.
That's right.
Yeah. But I will say this, you're getting a lot more injury time. I mean, the injury time starts at 3 minutes now because of the hydration break. Each half, and then they add on to it. So the games, like last night, that game had 6 minutes of injury time. I saw one this past week that had 10 minutes of injury time. I don't think I've ever seen that.
The hydration break is brilliant based on the fact that you've got all this real estate.
Yeah.
Why not utilize it? And obviously, it's paying off right there. Monetize it.
It's our
I'm telling you, man, I did one of the best things in the history of Cumulus Broadcasting when I did our 15-second reads.
You did.
I remember taking them to our first general manager, and he's like, I don't like this. And then I finally got it through.
And we sold the piss out of it.
But I was like, this is what it's going to equate to per year. And I think all their markets have done it now, and it's
you waited until we were all together to do it.
That was
I did.
That was a round table idea there.
I thought so too. USA and Australia, 2:00 on Fox today. The Americans can actually clinch their group with a win and a Turkey loss, but a win today, and they or at least to the knockout round. No way they won't go to the knockout with the expanded field, regardless of what they do against Turkey. But a win today and a Turkey loss tonight against Paraguay. And the Americans win the group, and it's like the NCAA tournament or anything. You win the group, you got an easier first and second round game. So better seeding. They'll try for the win tonight. Pulisic is the guy to watch. The calf injury, more serious apparently than they're letting on. He says he's going to go at some point. I guess we'll make a decision on if rest is better than playing him at this point, but we'll see what the decision they make. But he keeps saying he'll be in the 11 tonight.
I love his health's in doubt, and you're wearing his jersey.
Yeah,
reverse it back.
The calf could explode.
He'll be lucky to live.
Could explode.
Yesterday Switzerland scores 4 goals in the final 20 minutes of that game, and then you had Canada just blitzkrieg 6-0. So we didn't have great matches yesterday, but when you look at how like the U.S., Australia, Scotland, and Morocco, and Turkey and Paraguay, those are really, really good matchups today. So we should have some intriguing soccer out there.
Should be a fun day, starting with the Americans at 2:00 on Fox against the upside-down Australia team trying to spoil the party in Seattle. Early kick out in Seattle, right? That's a 12 noon kick in Seattle.
Is that right? Big 12 o'clock.
12 noon.
Big ticket.
Yeah, so lunchtime
They're playing
kick.
at 2, I thought.
2 Central.
Yeah,
12 Seattle.
Pacific.
12
Pacific.
Seattle.
I got you.
At local time.
My fault.
Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate that. The clock thing gets a little confusing there. I do that all the time with the Eastern time. And because all my TV schedules are in Eastern time, except ESPN, which for some reason does a great job of
they've got the clock set for where you are.
Giving me my Central time. But I get in such a habit of going at whatever time I see when I'm doing show notes or anything, or the football kick sheets.
Yeah.
If I'm using anything else but ESPN, I'm always minus 1 hour to fit our viewing audience. And then I'll get on ESPN and I'll screw it up because I'll go an hour difference. And I'm like, no, ESPN updates it. It's correct on ESPN.
Yeah, but Fox has done a really good job of like lining these games up. Like if this was a college football Friday, if you had a 2:00, and I'm just looking at it, 2:00 USA, Australia, 5:00 Scotland, Morocco, 7:30 Brazil and Haiti.
You'd never see the kicks.
And then 10:00 tonight with Turkey and Paraguay.
You'd see one kickoff all day, one opening kickoff all day.
But I love the fact that you've got
they have a running clock.
A running clock helps that, no doubt.
If you're all in on this, you've got action from 2:00 till midnight.
Hoover Toyota gives us the leaderboard update. You'll get several of these from the U.S. Open. Yesterday, it was Wyndham Clark. This is the most common phrase said in America during major golf tournaments. I almost played Wyndham Clark.
I did not almost play Wyndham Clark, but I wish I would have. Hoover Toyota, if you're looking for car, SUV, truck, new or used, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they are there for you. They've got the best inventory. They've got that red carpet program. They want to keep you as a customer for life. I'm speaking from experience. Purchased my first car from Hoover Toyota in 2024. Recently did it again this past October in 2025. Stop in. See them Highway 150, beautiful location. Get in and see Scott Peoples and all the fine folks there. You can also go online to check out the inventory and more information on their on-site finance department, hoovertoyota.com.
He caught a good break with that late finish. The wind had died down and the greens had slowed a bit, so you saw those guys take advantage of that. They had to finish this morning. Wyndham Clark is 6 under par, even on the day, though. But he's got a 3-shot lead over U.S. Open champion Matt Fitzpatrick, who is at 3 under par. U.S. Open champion Dustin Johnson, where's he been? He is at 3 under par through 8, 1 over on the day. So some former U.S. Open champs right there at the top of the leaderboard. Right
And Justin Thomas 3 under. He's tied
tearing
for
it
fourth
up
right now,
Yep.
just 2 under.
Did Wyndham finish the official first round 4 clear of everybody else?
I believe that was right. I think it was 6-2. Yeah.
That's the largest first round lead since 1933.
I don't think that got closed. I saw that stat, and I think both guys that held the largest lead didn't close it.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a long time ago. So
for Kalshi purposes, did Schauffele happen to birdie 17 and 18?
Schauffele's 2 under on the day.
Yeah,
on the
he's
second
1
round
under
so
right now.
Yeah, he's tied for ninth.
But did he birdie 17 and 18? Because I also had him in the first
He
round.
had a 71 yesterday. So.
Jim,
No, I needed him to get to even.
He shot 71. He did not get even.
Even would have gotten him to the top 20 with ties, and that would have won my one first round Kalshi bet. Now I'm fighting for him to finish top 20 for the tournament.
He's tied 9, so you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Been playing well in the second round.
I needed him to sneak in there yesterday so I could have racked up everywhere else.
It's interesting. Our Mount Rushmore kid that we talked about the other day, the cut line is projected +2.
+2.
He's sitting at +2 right now.
Not a bad
gotta
first
fight.
day, though.
No,
Not
heck
a bad
no.
first
For
day
an
for
amateur?
Jackson Coyven. He had some moments out there, too. So round 2 underway at Shinnecock with the uncomfortable hats, by the way.
Did you see that? That's got to be real.
Yeah, I think they are.
Did anybody pronounce it shiny cock?
No, but what they do is, you know how the trend is to shorten the name? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of this. Like Oakmont. They would call it the Mont or the Oak. You know how they shorten it? Shinnecock literally selling hats that say the cock.
Yep.
Well, I mean, look,
Big bold letters.
Yeah,
I can't miss it.
There's a reason. I'm sure they're selling them.
Oh, I bet they've
Did you
sold
peek
out.
at them?
I did not peek at them. So I would not buy those times.
I almost did a story off of that running joke on the show. There is a
That was a good line, by the way,
you can
Tyler.
look it
Well,
up.
well.
You can look it up because I think the Athletic did a story on it. It's the National Worm Charming competition is going on. Search that real quick. National Worm, WRM Charming, and I almost gave that to you pre-show to do the joke saying, there's definitely a competition Brad will take a peek at over the weekend. The Worm Charming competition going on. Where basically you use instruments and sounds to charm worms out of the soil, and if you capture the most worms, you
Who
win.
pitches this? Who's like, man, you know what? I think this would be a cool competition.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I did have this in trash like a year or two ago.
Yeah. Well, it's I think it's the Athletic that has the story on it today, and I was like, I almost threw it at Forrester, but I felt like I was at my limit of sins to Forrester to put in the show today, so I did. But the whole running joke was going, here's something Brad will take a peek at over the weekend. Running jokes on the show. All right, when we come back, more college football. Fuhrman is with us to start hour 2 at 10 Central. And to start hour 3, Texas A&M head basketball coach Bucky McMillan rejoins the show. 4 downs, trash, the viewing menu, all that, as we always do over the 3 hours, brought to you today by our buddy Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney.
Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. That is the place to go when you are in need of any sort of legal help. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah. And you may just think personal injury when you hear Alexander Shunnarah. Certainly he has done quite well in that arena, but it goes much deeper than that. Bad drug and device cases, fire and storm damage, employment cases, worker compensation, the list goes on and on and on. That's why we say, whatever faces you in the legal world, start at Alexander Shunnarah. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Several places you can go watch the World Cup today of our sponsorship group that includes our friends at Walk-Ons. You can go out there and enjoy the great food at Walk-Ons and all the great TV setups and enjoy the 2 o'clock Central kick at our 3 Walk-Ons, Stadium Trace, Trustful, and one on Tattersall Park, Highway 280, closest to our studios. The great fruit food, the great beer, and the fun watching all the great big TVs with the Americans playing soccer today, 2 o'clock, with our friends at Walk-Ons. By the way, our friends at Bud Light doing a lot of free promotions and stuff today. Tell us what they have going on with the World Cup, LT.
Well, you know, last week when we were at Bunkers, you saw all the activities and all the great specials that our friends at Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch had. Today, they're going to be at Martin's Barbecue for the 2 p.m. Match between the U.S. and Australia. That's Martin's right there in Cahaba Heights. At 4:30, they'll be at Dave & Buster's, and they're giving a pair of tickets away to a World Cup match.
Oh,
At the Dave and Buster one?
Today, yes. 4:30 today. They will give a pair away there.
That's probably a $3,000 value per
Right.
ticket, I would
So
say.
it's a watch party at 2 o'clock at Martin's, and then the ticket giveaway at 4:30 is at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, but they'll continue watch parties, for the other games for Morocco and who am I looking for? Who's Morocco play?
Today you have Scotland and
Yeah,
Morocco
Scotland.
at 5 o'clock, in Brazil and Haiti at 7:30, Turkey and Paraguay tonight at 10.
6:30, the Billies out 459. Bud Light will be out there. And then tomorrow, they're going to be at the grocery / the Battery right there in Homewood at 3 o'clock. They've got 2 pairs, not 1, but 2 pairs of World Cup tickets they will give away tomorrow. That's at 3 o'clock at the grocery and the Battery at Homewood. All from our friends at Bud Light.
All right, so that's the Bud Light ticket giveaway. So a chance to get 3 pairs at 2 different locations, 1 today, 2 pairs tomorrow. So jump on, and we'll try to remind you before the show's over with. But good opportunity with our friends at Bud Light to jump in there. CBS Sports again, Cooper Patagna writes for them. He's got 8 college football players that are on bust alert, B-U-S-T, bust alert. High-profile players coming into college football who have not lived up to expectations to this point. Will they be a bust or not? And he makes a ruling on 8 of them. So I want you guys to tell me if you think these guys end up being a bust, B-U-S-T, or not, okay? We'll go Alabama flavor first. 1 Alabama player is on there, and that's Ryan Coleman-Williams. Patagna says he does not think Ryan Coleman-Williams will be a bust, that he will bounce back from the drops last year and will have a good year. Do you guys consider Ryan Coleman-Williams, wide receiver at Alabama, a potential bust guy considering what he was hyped to be coming out of high school?
I think last year will be his bust year. I much like I am bullish on Josh Hoover, as I've mentioned a couple times on the show today, I'm actually bullish on Ryan Coleman-Williams. I feel like there's a different mindset for him. He has said the name change, while not entirely done because of this reason, feels like a clean slate for him. He's turned the page, and he's maybe rededicated his focus and his work ethic and all those things. I actually think Ryan Williams is going to have a very good year this year, so I don't think he'll be considered a long-term bust.
If he has committed, because last year was such a disappointing year. If he's really, really committed, he loves the game of football. I really don't know those things. Talent-wise, he's got everything you need. So if he's all in, and on the other side, you got to get some good quarterback play, which I assume they will have. Kalen DeBoer always has that. So, yeah, I will say that he will not be a bust.
Patagna breaks it down. He says he will not be a bust, but he says if he is a bust, it's because there are questions about his toughness, his dependability, and his want to.
Yep.
And
agree.
Those are 3 things you do not want to be questioned on, right?
Yeah. So we'll see about Ryan Williams this year, why he will not, and this is what Patagna says. He's versatile, and he's a downfield playmaker. He can take the top off of routes. He runs good short routes, and he's a certified day 1 NFL pick, talent-wise.
Talent-wise, yes. I was about to say he is not right now, but talent-wise, he absolutely
But
is.
is the focus on getting better, watching film, working out, really being dedicated, or is it playing video games? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
If you just got his year 1 stats without the drops, I think you'd be, 48 catches, 865, 8 touchdowns, and pull the drops back, I think Alabama fans would be happy with that.
Here's what Kalen DeBoer says about Ryan Williams. This is earlier this week from our friends at WKRG down in Mobile.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that he's already in year 3. Time's flown by, and I guess first thing I wanted to say is how proud I am of what he is also off the field, not just on the field. And that's what everyone sees, but here's a guy that's going to have his degree by the end of December, and that's 2.5 years. He's, full-fledged in the schoolwork, spring, fall, and even right now in the summer. But from a leadership standpoint, he's out front, center with the team. He's a voice. He's one that guys count on. He's a great teammate. And then just, as far as your question, just with, the portal and him sticking around, man, he just, you think he made that commitment when he came, and, he's a guy that just stands by his word. And, I know that there's a lot of opportunities that probably have come across his plate in one way or another. And, I just appreciate who he is as a person and, what he wants to do here at Alabama. And so looking forward to him building on what he's done already in the spring and the summer, leading into a great fall.
WKRG, their Southeast Sports Plus show available on their free WKRG Plus app.
I know there's plenty that Ryan Coleman-Williams has given you to criticize. But if you've earned a college degree in 2.5 years,
that's impressive.
I don't think you've got a work ethic issue, do you?
No.
Or a laziness issue. I mean, you can't do that without having some sort of work ethic and, not being a lazy person.
And Lance, the loyalty side of this, I mean, I don't care if you drop this or that, just his talent. If he decided to be that kind of guy and had gotten into the portal, he would have been I think he would have made more money somewhere else than what he's making at Alabama.
Well, maybe. I think
on potential.
From year 1 to year 2, though, I would assume that he was the highest paid player on the roster last year. So I think it probably, based on those terms, was difficult for him to leave. I don't even know if he entertained that. But I do think he would have had to take a little bit of a pay cut this year.
Yeah, but here's Kalen DeBoer saying things come across his plate, and he stayed loyal to his commitment at Alabama. There's something in this day and age that you need to admire about that, I believe. Keon Keely, who I loved when he came to Alabama, and when he left to go to Notre Dame, I was a little beat up about it, and all my Alabama fans on social media were like, Jim, the guy's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's on this list of bust or not. I'll tell you what Patagna says. Patagna says this guy will end up being a bust, B-U-S-T, that he is opposite of what Coleman-Williams will turn into. Despite the talent, Keely's limited sample size in 3 seasons with the Crimson Tide has been just that, limited, playing primarily in a stand-up role for Alabama last season, inability to get off blocks, and lack the speed and athleticism that had put him up as a 5-star candidate coming in. And he doesn't think that it'll look any different at Notre Dame. He's going to now play with his hand in the dirt, hand down edge rusher instead of an upright guy. But, boy, if you're hand down, it seems like that slows you down a little bit more.
Well, but here's the plus side, all right? Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Stanford, BYU, Navy, Miami, Boston College, SMU, Syracuse. You know what? The vast majority of that group I read to you does not have an offensive line like he had to face in the SEC. So I think he's set up actually to probably look better at Notre Dame than he did at Alabama. Whether he's actually better or not, I just think that schedule and some of the offensive lines he faces.
Well, that was all he really was a pass rush specialist. I know the numbers weren't big last year with the 3 sacks, but I don't know if Notre Dame is going to be the round, very complete team that we think they are. He's going to be a big part of that.
Well, it could help out by the fact that they're really good on the defensive line and on the other side, so he won't catch any double teams for sure. So that frees you up.
Would agree with that. I wonder what he got paid.
Probably a good bit. But there again, I mean, I think that schedule with some of the offensive line you're going to face is tailor-made to – I bet you, what was his sack number at Alabama last year? 3.
But he only had 6 tackles.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird stat line, is it? He had 6 tackles and 3 sacks. Yeah. I would say it's not going to stun me if he more than doubles his sack numbers, and it's going to look like he plays better, but – those offensive lines are not what he's facing in the SEC week in, week out.
Another bust or not bust guy on the CBS Sports story is another former Alabama player, Jaylen Mbakwe, who is now at Georgia Tech. I'd forgotten he left Alabama. He's at Georgia Tech, and he's back playing corner, back as a DB on the corner, giving up his wide receiver career. Patagna at CBS Sports says that he will not be a bust. He thinks he ends up living up to his potential coming out of high school.
I don't know if it matters because you're at Georgia Tech now, like Justice Haynes is. It's kind of strange that Georgia Tech gets Haynes King a couple of years ago and Justice Haynes and Mbakwe, and like what kind of sneaky money do they have that they're paying players to leave premier programs to come to Tech?
That's a good point. Yeah, I think the thing you'll remember most about Jaylen Mbakwe, unfortunately for him, certainly in his Alabama time, but maybe in his Georgia Tech time as well, was him hitting the portal right after Nick Saban left and the outright panic that it was going to lead to Ryan Williams also hitting the portal. And I
also remember the hype. Like, this guy's going to be a two-way guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be like Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Or I guess it was after DeBoer's first year, actually. And Alabama way overpaid to keep him because I think there was a perception that he and Ryan Williams were so close that that it was going to lead to Ryan Williams also hitting the portal. And he got paid basically for nothing at Alabama. I mean, what did the guy do at Alabama?
He was a depth guy at wide receiver last year.
Yep.
Back to corner, stickiness to play the tight man-to-man, will not be a bust, will thrive at Georgia Tech. Just some other names quickly that's mentioned in this story. DJ Lagway, quarterback at Baylor. You think he'll live up to expectations or not?
Boy, you're talking about inconsistencies.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be good last year.
I really liked him.
And now you go from Florida to Baylor where you've got a coach on a major hot seat. I mean, he had to deal with that last year in Gainesville. Now he's dealing with it again in Waco with Dave Aranda. The system, though, for Sawyer Robertson was really positive. I think Lagway actually will be pretty good in the Big 12. I think the numbers will be better.
I do, too. They call him a bust, too.
No, I think his numbers will improve, Jim. I think you're in a more offensive conference, and I agree with Lance. Like, oddly, with Dave Aranda as your coach, offense wasn't really the issue for them last year, was it? So I think he could put up some numbers.
They list Nico Yamalieva as not a bust, will not bust at UCLA.
I'd go the opposite on that one.
Yeah, I probably would, too. I've just never – like, you know, when we heard the numbers, I was like, damn, this kid must be really good. And I thought he was okay his first year, but I never saw wow moments from that guy.
Nick Harbor at South Carolina is on the list, and they say he will not bust, that he'll live up to expectations.
You talking about feast or famine. It's like that guy, you know, he'll have one big play every other game, but he physically, he's got everything you need. I mean, he looks like a Sunday player.
You know who he reminds me of, though? Not as far as his build and all, but you remember Willie Gault at Tennessee, and everybody was like legit track speed. But there were games where Willie Gault wouldn't do a ton, and then there were games where he would have a Nick Harbor moment.
Well,
you know?
he couldn't catch the proverbial cold back in the day.
But he could be wide open deep all the time.
A.J. Harris, cornerback from Central High School here in Alabama. He didn't sign with Alabama or Auburn. He signed with Georgia. Then he went to Penn State. Now his junior year, he's at Indiana, and they say he will be a bust there.
Well, that's a lot of movement, man, for a guy that, I mean, starting out at Georgia with the way their defensive backs play, but
yeah.
Interesting read at CBSSports.com, but three guys that a lot of our audience are familiar with there. The show today being brought to you by our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find them in person. You want to go see the beauty of the United States of America like so many international soccer fans have? You can do it in an RV from Johnston RV Center. They've got fifth wheels, which are very popular right now. They are loaded up with those. But it's not just fifth wheels. They've got all kinds of different RVs, more than 300 more of other styles. If that's what you want at Johnston RV Center, you can go see those. You could see them in person, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, or online, JohnstonRVCenter.com. As always, they stand by the product, RV warranty forever. Make sure you got a lifetime warranty on everything that is new or qualifying pre-owned at Johnston RV. So that covers it for life with RV warranty forever. So they stand by at JohnstonRVCenter.com.
All right, so the NFL, excuse me, the NFL mandatory mini camps have been shut down now. They finished those, and there was a time in our lives we did not listen to Joe Burrow before the start of a season. And people in the NFL remember that year. The year was 2019, and he was talking about how good LSU was going to be. Joe Burrow, his getaway news conference at the end of mandatory mini camp this year with the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen to Joe Burrow and maybe pay attention.
I want everybody talking about the Bengals. I want everybody talking about what I'm saying in my press conferences. And you go back and watch what I said before 2019 season at LSU. I feel very similarly about this team. I'm so excited to get started and get moving. And I wish we would ramp this right into training camp so we can continue to improve. Because I feel like, there's so much greatness that we're going to be able to achieve this year. I'm just excited to get going.
How about that? He says, go back and look what I said before the 2019 season at LSU. I feel the same way about this team with the Bengals going into this season.
I mean, look, there's only two teams, in my opinion, that can win the AFC North, and that is the Ravens and the Bengals. Bengals very disappointing. The problem with Joe Burrow is you've played 6 full years, And 3 of those years, you've played in 10 or less games.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing that is the determining factor. And I don't point the finger at Burrow on this. I mean, he's not trying to get hurt. But the determining factor on are they more 2019 LSU or 2018 LSU is if that guy's on the field. I mean, you're just not going to win big with a backup quarterback in the NFL.
And you can make an argument with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You've got the best 1-2 punch as far as wide receivers in football. You did get some defensive additions in the offseason. You know, a guy like Dexter Lawrence is really, really going to help. I don't know. The offensive line was a little bit better last year, but it's still, you know, one of the very average offensive lines out there. So is he going to get protection on the backside? Are you going to get your defense to get some stops?
I don't know if there's a division you guys particularly watch. You watch your division so much, NFC West, NFC South, AFC East for me because of your teams. I enjoy watching that division. That's a fun division to me without a dog in the fight. I have no dog in that fight.
I've never really liked the AFC
really?
North.
I kind of like watching
I think the Browns are terrible. Pittsburgh is always just a boring-ass product.
I just like the rivalries in that division.
Bo Nix wrapping up the mandatory minis at Denver. He was limited through the whole camp because of the cleanup in the ankle surgery there for the Broncos. But Bo Nix says, don't worry about him. He'll be ready to go week 1.
Just the timeline from sort of like when you knew you'd have sort of the follow-up procedure and basically how rehab was going before that announcement.
Yeah, so the first one, obviously, right after the season, non-weight bearing for a couple of weeks, get back going. Felt pretty good. Still having a little bit of an issue with a bone spur. So what we did was even though I probably could have gone again, done the whole season again, it was just aggravated me for too long. So what we did was, since I was a little bit ahead, thought it best to go ahead and decompress it a little bit, and then still have plenty of time to get back for the summer to prepare for the season. Feel really good where I'm at. I'm actually sort of glad we got it all out of the way. Don't have to do it in the years to come, but football's a physical game, so there's no telling what'll come up. But for right now, I feel really good about the steps I'm making.
Your superpower is your mobility and things you do outside of the pocket. Any concerns that any of that will be affected based on what you had to go through?
Well, my concern is they say it's, back healthy as good as new, and I hadn't really been like that in a couple of years. So my concern is maybe move around a little bit better.
It's scary. It's scary. I mean, as a Denver fan, I'll forever, if I were a Denver fan, I'd forever be worried about him because that ankle is twice now.
Well, and because he's so active. I mean, this is a guy that, one of the reasons he is so unique is his ability to extend the plays and backyard bow. And he's coming off, before the injury against Buffalo. You can make an argument based on stage. That's the best performance in his career.
I agree.
At any level. And
I agree.
He's just got to continue to progress, though, because Denver's got that defense. They have a championship, lights-out defense. And, look, if he would have been healthy for the AFC Championship game, I really don't see how New England would have beaten them in the snow.
Me too. Me too.
And, boy, what a story that would have been, Bo Nix getting to a Super Bowl. But they've got an opportunity. If he continues to progress, they need another weapon or two. I know Sean Payton's working on that right now, but it is going to be a fascinating watch to see how he continues to get better and better in the NFL.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they have interest in Stephon Diggs. Diggs says he's interested right now in the Washington Commanders.
But Jaylen Waddle going there, I mean, that
huge.
Could be a major weapon, but can Waddle and Bo Nix both stay healthy?
Todd Fuhrman joins the show to talk a little NFL, college football, the World Cup, the U.S. Open, the World Series, and college baseball, all that on the other side. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Central State Bank.
The bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, but they're also small enough to know you. They are a community bank right there in your community where those that make the decisions that impact your life, they go to the same grocery store you go to. They go to the churches with you. Their kids are at the ballpark with you. That's who's making the decisions for you. So no matter how big or small the dream, anything from buying a car to starting your own business, do it with Central State Bank, where they don't just open accounts, they build relationships. Central State Bank. Big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Member FDIC.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 70 years of compassionate care. And guys, this is an opportunity for you to meet a doctor, a urologist, who can stay on top of your health as you move from your 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, 40s to 50s. That is so important to have at baseline because early detection can help you with any prostate issue. 1 in 8 American men have prostate issues at some point in their life, including prostate cancer. Early detection can save your life. Start and find out everything Urology Centers of Alabama offers you at urologycentersalabama.com. And when it's time to make an appointment at one of the 10 great locations, call this number, 205-930-0920. 10 locations, great urologists, everything from prostate health to kidney stones and all your urological need for women as well. urologycentersalabama.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. A great day to enjoy Bud Light with the World Cup. A big viewing party going on at Martin's Barbecue today at 2 o'clock to watch the Americans. And then a chance to get World Cup tickets later on today.
Yeah, 4:30, Dave and Buster's over at the Galleria. They're going to be giving away a pair of World Cup tickets. 6:30 tonight, they'll be at Billy's Sports Grill right up for 4:59. And tomorrow at the Grocery and the Battery, that combination parking lot right there in Homewood, they're giving away 2 pairs. That's going to start at 3 o'clock tomorrow, but 2 pairs of World Cup tickets tomorrow, 1 pair today from our friends at Bud Light.
Well, a guy that had tickets this time last week is our buddy Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports, former odds maker Caesars Palace, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter, and he joins us now on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. What is up, Fuhrman? How are you?
I'm doing well, gentlemen, and it was a festive atmosphere to say the least last Friday in L.A. You get the own goal early, and it felt like Team USA was playing downhill. We can only hope that they're able to replicate that performance with a dominant effort a few hours from now in Seattle against Australia.
I don't think there's any. I'm sure there's some people that believe that the United States can win this whole thing, but are they the biggest liability right now for sports books?
From the books that I've spoken to, always the case, LT, and especially off a performance like we saw last week. You have a lot of rec bettors running to the window. They're not going to be price sensitive in this kind of market, understanding that, hey, look, they may be offered at 40-1. That's a good enough payout when that number should probably be double, even after a 90-minute sample size of what you're going to see. So a lot of the offshores will have, 7-figure liability going to Team USA, and I'm sure a lot of the domestic books will be in that same predicament as well. So it's always interesting to see what they'll do to try and cut that down and how match by match they may try and get off that number once we get to the knockout stage and potentially further beyond that.
I don't know if this is correct or not, but do they call the MVP of the tournament the Golden Boot? And is there odds on who's going to be the MVP of the World Cup?
So the Golden Boot goes to the highest goal scorer in the tournament, and the tiebreaker for that is not just goals. It would then go to assists in that particular category. For the MVP, that is the Golden Ball. So there's a little bit of a distinction between those two particular awards. And as you can imagine, given the hat trick, the first of his career against Algeria, Lionel Messi is the runaway favorite, so to speak, in the Golden Ball department, And so when you're looking at the Golden Boot Award, you've had a number of players that have had braces, which is a term for 2 goals in soccer, and a couple of hat tricks. I mean, Jonathan David most recently for Canada yesterday in their 6-0 thrashing of Qatar.
Dunaway learned the phrase brace earlier this week and has used it incessantly now.
Once every day at least.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. The next thing we need Dunaway to use in his soccer dialogue is terms like cheeky, cagey, and death to describe soccer performances in a variety of capacities.
Given the entire pool play plus a game or two to watch this, if you could change, I don't even know who you picked to win this whole thing. Would you change your pick? If so, you would change it to who?
So I did not officially make a pick before, mainly given the format of the tournament. I thought that a lot of the numbers from a betting standpoint, especially when you were looking at the favorites, weren't going to change a whole heck of a lot until we knew what the path would look like getting out of the group stage. Made a case for a couple of long shots earlier on, focusing on teams like Morocco, Ivory Coast, and Senegal, as I typically think teams from the African Confederation are usually undervalued. France's number has come down after their 3-1 win against Senegal. They were right around 4.5, 5-1. They're now a shade less than 4-1. I don't think you need to run to bent the French side yet if that's the team you're going to pick to win. What is intriguing to me is Spain has drifted out a little bit, and at 6-1, I'm starting to get more and more optimistic about their outlook. I know they drew 0-0 against Cape Verde in their opener, but at the same time, I mean, they absolutely dominated that match. And what we've seen in the past for World Cups is you don't have to be playing your best in the first match. You just need to be moving in the right direction. I mean, it was only 4 years ago where we saw Argentina, one of the biggest upset victims against Saudi Arabia. They were able to regroup and go forward. So at this point, I don't think it's worth betting any of the favorites, the teams most likely to win. Want to see how that knockout phase will lay out. And I think we'll have some opportunity to enter the market knowing what sides are going to be the healthiest.
We have enjoyed giving out these World Cup plays. I think it is, at least on the World Cup stage, a fun game to wager on. What are the handles like out in Vegas?
They've been massive. From the books that I've spoken to, they always like having a larger inventory. And so when you see that you're getting 4 games a day with the field expanding from 32 to 48 teams, they've really reaped the benefits. I have to imagine, though, when you have days like Argentina, France, and Norway all winning and doing so convincingly behind their superstars, that the parlay liability, not what the house would look for. But it's these kind of summer events where it's typically baseball, the College World Series. This weekend a little bit different with the U.S. Open. Books that I've spoken to have been thrilled with the soccer handle, and they think that is only going to continue, especially as there's optimism around Team USA, which will no doubt be the biggest liability on the board for the house today.
One college football note, I don't think we've had John since Sorsby has officially been ruled out at Texas Tech. Does that change the Texas Tech picks to win the Big 12, to make the playoffs, a national scale? Have you seen that move any at all?
So their win total was 11.5, heavily shaded to the under. That number has now moved to 10.5. I don't think it's as big a drop-off as people are led to believe to Will Hammond, if Hammond is healthy. The problem that Tech would subsequently run into is there is no real reliable depth anywhere on that roster. So if Hammond's knee isn't what they drew it up to be, then that could create some problems. In terms of odds to win the Big 12, you've seen Tech go from an odds-on favorite at minus $1.15. That number has ticked down a little bit. We're closer to even money. And as a result, you've seen prices shorten on some of the other second-tier favorites, the BYUs, Utahs, Kansas States, and Houstons of the world. And in terms of the national championship, I just don't know if Texas Tech truly has a path at that point. But you haven't seen much in the way of movement in that market. 15-1 kind of the consensus, and there are some 20s and 22s, knowing that Sorsby will not be on the roster.
We looked at some SEC, it was BetMGM had some of the win totals out from the Southeastern Conference. They're lower than you would normally think with a 9-game schedule. Not normally think, but lower than what you were accustomed to with a 9-game schedule. A lot of 9.5s and 8.5s. We looked at, Lance said Alabama's got a tailor-made 10-2 schedule, yet their win total was 8.5. Just off the top of your head, I know you probably haven't dug deep into Alabama's schedule, but an 8.5 number, just your gut would be over or under that?
When you look at what lies in front of them this season, you mentioned that 9-game schedule, and that is a big reason why you've seen a lot of these win totals get adjusted down from what we've grown accustomed to in the past. And so for me, Alabama, I haven't bet it myself, but I know they've taken pretty substantial money from professional bettors looking to kind of bet them under their win total this season with an SEC schedule that probably doesn't do them a ton of favors. Non-conference wise, they should be able to hold serve against East Carolina and Florida State at home. We know the big revenge game. You look at the road dates, not as daunting on paper as what you would think. I mean, the LSU game, the most challenging. I think Mississippi State will be up a bit. We know Tennessee is never easy. The home dates, for me, I think they can navigate through. I just don't love the current talent mix on this roster. So when you look at their over-under for wins at 8.5, I'm not running to bet them under, but I just want to report what I've seen out there and folks trying to bet the Tide under, thinking that 8 wins will be their ceiling. But in terms of LT making a case for them, tailor-made schedule at 10-2, maybe a little bit optimistic, but I wouldn't rule out them finishing 9-3 by any stretch.
I want to defend Lance here. I remember him saying that it was 4 games that were in doubt. They needed to go 2-2 to make the playoffs. I don't think he was saying. I don't think he was saying they'd win 10. Okay. I think he was just saying there are 4 games that if they go 2-2, they'll make the playoffs.
Well, I mean, that's what it is, Fuhrman. I mean, look, they're going to be favored or more than likely at home against A&M. They could be dogs probably at LSU. They could be a short dog against Tennessee. Same with Georgia. But that 4-game stretch, if they split it, or even if they go 1-3, they still get over the total.
Well, that's that makes it interesting. It's a question of how you evaluate South Carolina and what you believe that offense will be early in the season with Lenora Sellers, but it'll make Alabama's 3rd home game in the first 4 weeks. I don't think the road trip to Lexington should really scare anybody as Kentucky kind of goes through a transitional period. Vanderbilt's going to be down. That has actually been the number 1 SEC win total that people look to bet under when it opened at 6.5, thinking that the Diego Pavia replacement factor will just be so hard to replicate. And then I think the $100 million question when you look at Alabama's schedule on a regular basis is what that regular season finale will be. And I know they have dominated the Iron Bowl when playing at home, but can this be an Auburn team that potentially throws a wrench into the plan? So breaking it down game by game, I can understand the optimism for sure. And as I talk about out loud with you guys, I probably wouldn't be inclined to go under 8.5 myself either.
Well, take a look at LSU at 8.5. I mean, Fuhrman, we know these expectations, and especially, Lane Kiffin's not helping himself. Just a couple of days ago saying that he's ultimately going to win a national championship. But the expectations are there. When you look at this schedule, they have got 6-7 really difficult games. I think the under 8.5, I don't know where the professionals are on this, but I would think, as far as just the everyday players rolling through Vegas, I would think LSU's over would be a liability.
So with LSU, it's interesting because I haven't seen much in the way of buzz or line movement regarding their win total, but where professionals have kind of taken their stance, and I know I drew a little bit of heat when we discussed it probably about a month ago at this time, saying that I thought one of the better bets in the shorter numbers out there was LSU to miss the playoffs. The reason I say that is because if you look at LSU's schedule, this team goes 8-4. They're not going to make the postseason, and I felt more comfortable with that particular wager being in the portfolio than trying to go under their win total. I think the trip to Ole Miss, you're going to get LSU at their absolute best. We can say what we want about the Rebels, but Lane Kiffin is going to know that staff, and I don't see that as big a landmine in Oxford on that Saturday night as a lot of people will. The game that I think is more problematic for LSU is being able to get their emotions back in check the following week at home against Texas A&M. And then when you look at the schedule down the stretch, there aren't a whole lot in the way of gimmies. If we believe Mississippi State can trend in the right direction, going on the road to Auburn, home against Alabama, home against Texas, at Tennessee, at Arkansas. This is an LSU season that could potentially get off the rails pretty quickly if things don't go the way that everybody in Baton Rouge believes they will. For me, it's not attacking them under their win total. It's betting the no on them to make the college football playoff.
And finally, one NFL thing. We had Joe Burrow, before you came on, talking at Bengals minicamp about go back and look at the things I said before the 2019 season when I was at LSU. I've got the same type of feelings about this Cincinnati team. Are you bullish on the Bengals for this upcoming season or not?
Much to my better judgment, I am indeed bullish on the Bengals. I think it always hinges on Joe Burrow's availability. He can talk a big game now, but will Joe Burrow be out there as healthy enough as the starting quarterback by the time we get to week 3 or week 4? You look at the schedule for the Bengals, and they draw one of the earlier byes in the league. 3 road games in the first 5 weeks, but 2 of those 3 games, they will be favorites. I think the true measuring stick game, at least for me, comes week 2 with Joe Burrow on the road against the Houston Texans, who I'm a little bit higher on than the betting market early on. I'm not necessarily a believer that Baltimore should be the runaway favorite in this division the way they're being priced. I think the Cleveland Browns are going through a rebuild like they have been since the franchise's relocation to Baltimore, when they came in as an expansion team, Jesus. And then when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they're in a little bit of disarray with their coaching change as well. So I am higher on the Bengals. I like their win total over, think they can win the division. And if books were giving me a slightly higher price, I'd be making a case for Joe Burrow as MVP, but not willing to run to the window at 8 or 9 to 1. Would feel more comfortable in that 15 or 18 to 1 range.
Fuhrman, before you go, you may know the answer to the question I'm about to ask before I read this tweet. Do you know how long the state of New York has had an official state sports book? How long it's been legal in New York?
They did not come on board at the same time as PASPA in 2018. That was Jersey. So I believe New York has officially been legal for 5 years, but I could be off on that.
Okay, so Fuhrman says somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 years. Yeah. So as I read this David Purdom,
right around the pandemic.
As I read this David Purdom tweet, New York's online sports book had never suffered a statewide net loss over a single week in 5 years. Until last week.
Yeah, the Knicks.
When they lost, listen to this, $48.5 million because of the New York Knickerbockers, Fuhrman. That's crazy.
It is oftentimes hard to get off that level of liability. It does not matter what prices you hang on some of the local teams. The people are not going to be price sensitive. They're going to bet them for the series. They're going to bet them in the individual games. And the one thing that the Knicks did so well for their backers, they just covered numbers at a record clip, winning games outright as underdogs on the road at San Antonio. And had a chance to actually listen to an interview with one of the sportsbook directors from the Borgata. They were 25 cents below market when they set their opening series price on the San Antonio Spurs against the Knicks in the NBA Finals. He said it didn't matter what number was out there. They continued to get absolutely buried with recreational bettors just betting the Knicks.
Yeah, but what it doesn't say, and I think LT will back me up on this, is the other 5 years they've been open, how much money did they make off the Knicks?
Oh, yeah.
No betting the Knicks.
And they'll get it back on the Mets and the Jets.
Yeah, they were willing to.
Or the Knicks next year. So
I think they were willing to take this loss.
Yeah, them losing $48 million this time around, they're still net profit on it by a lot.
Trust me, no one is playing their mini violins for sportsbook operators anywhere in the tri-state area. At the same time, teams do have to be relevant, though, for you to be able to make some money off of them. And when you have teams like the Jets and the Knicks that have long struggled, it's a little bit tougher for a betting handle. I know Atlantic City specifically said the worst time that they kind of took a bath on another team that performed well above expectations would have been the Philadelphia Eagles when they made their run. So books typically will do quite well when some of the local teams lose, but they do worry about these kind of scenarios. But you hope eventually the player will give it back and they will find themselves rooting for Australia about 3 hours from now against Team USA.
I mean, it's just crazy. 5 years they've not had a losing week. I mean, that's what was crazy. All right, Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports, at Todd Fuhrman on social media, and he is always gracious with his time with us on Fridays. Fuhrman, thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You got it, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. Enjoy the games this weekend.
You too, buddy. Take care. Fuhrman with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And before we do 4 downs, the show brought to you today in part by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. A blustery day yesterday with some wind and rain in the area. You can always call Greg for a free, no-cost, no obligation roof inspection. 205-542-3531, that initial evaluation of your roof to let you know what's going on up there. It's good if you're about to sell your home. It's really good if you just bought a home. It's really good if you don't know how much longer you have left in the life of your roof. Greg can give you an honest determination. He's done that with many of our viewers and listeners. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. Greg from Pell City on Facebook. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. He and his wife, Andrea, own the company, locally owned for over 2 decades there. And they do a lot of great things, including storm damage repair and roof replacements. Be patient. He'll get to your home, but call him now. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com.
4 downs every day, presented by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. You ride the beautiful roads of the great state of Alabama, and you see some road work. Chances are, if it's one of those major state, federal government, or municipal government projects, you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt do the jobs. Now, that may send you the message they don't have time or capacity for your job. You could not be more wrong about that. They've got an entire division that is based on doing driveways, parking pads, parking lots for a church or a community center or a store or something like that. Those jobs, they are always right there at Central Alabama Asphalt. You can get a quote on any job, big or small, 205-349-0910. 205-349-0910 or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
2 birthdays in the college football world. David Pollock, 42. C.J. Mosley, 35. Who was ranked more accurately in Brooks's top 59 quarterback list? C.J. Mosley was 35. David Pollock was 5th.
David, by the way, on the show next week, I think David saw the ranking. He kind of liked it. He was 5th there. I mean, David Pollock was a dominant player.
So did David reach out to you?
There was some text back and forth, and then David's coming on the show. I'm not going to say he reached out and said, hey, I want to be on the show.
I noticed how low C.J. Mosley was and how high David Pollock. I'd say more closely rated is C.J. Mosley. Both probably funnel around to around.
See, I thought CJ should have been a little higher, and Pollock maybe a little lower.
But I think CJ
Pollock was. I mean,
Pollock was dominant,
unbelievably good. I have them both in my list, Brooks, which doesn't have graphic support. I have them both pooling around the 12 to 17 mark for both of them. Big CJ Mosley fan.
Yeah, I believe at the time David Pollock may have been the first 3-time consensus All-American.
Yeah.
Which is also why I have Brock Bowers that high on that list, because he's the only tight end to ever do that. But anyways, David Pollock was an unbelievable talent, and because of the hardware and everything that he won, dominant player. That's why I put him in the top.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it. I liked him at number 5. Mosley maybe a little bit higher. So I don't know how to answer that question. I think Pollock was very close to properly ranked, and maybe C.J. Mosley was a little underranked.
Second down.
Ann Wilson of Hart, 76. Paula Abdul, 64. Better career, Paula Abdul or Ann Wilson?
For me, easily Ann Wilson. She's the one that plays the guitar or not?
No, she's
the
lead singer.
She's the lead singer.
Nancy is the
unbelievable vocalist. I think she was very, very much the primary writer of the song.
Powerful voice. Powerful voice.
I think I've said it before. I went and saw, I think it was Journey. It was, one of a bunch of these 70s, 80s bands, and like Hart blew them off the stage.
Yeah, she can sing.
Really, the duo really good there. Apollo, what she did with the Lakers and all that, dancing really good.
Well, American Idol.
Singing, American Idol.
But her second act on American Idol, I mean, that was the biggest show in TV for a pretty good run there.
She was the weakest part of
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
The whole show. In
I'm with
fact,
you.
it was
She
the part
liked
that
everybody.
almost made me turn it off.
She liked everybody. They had to have, Randy never wanted
they had to have a chick on there.
And she liked everything. And then Simon Cowell was the guy that would at least be honest and destroy some things.
So Ann Wilson for me.
Yeah, I think I'll go Ann Wilson too.
Hart still sells pretty well when they tour too.
Yeah.
They really know how to stack the bill and get everybody to go, yeah, you know what, $150 will work.
Lance hates it when I bring this up, but they covered Stairway to Heaven when Led Zeppelin was inducted into the Kennedy Center, and it is terrific. Absolutely terrific.
Third down.
I think it's better than Led Zeppelin did originally.
Zoe Saldana.
That was a joke.
Agree with you.
That was a joke. I wouldn't go that far.
Zoe Saldana is 48 today. Dirk Nowitzki is 48. Who's had the better career?
Who's the first one again?
Zoe Saldana.
She was in Avatar, and she is also Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy.
And she's also won. Did she not win a Academy Award?
For what?
I only know one, so it's Dirk for me. I don't know the other one.
Dirk,
I thought for the Amelia Perez, I thought she was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one doesn't count.
At least to this point.
No, for real, that one doesn't count.
At least to this point, Dirk, the greatest international player in NBA history?
Yeah.
I don't know who else you'd go with.
Yeah. I mean, I would go Dirk. I'm just talking about worldwide as in Saldana at 48. I mean, some of the things she's getting. I don't know if you guys have seen Linus.
She's 48. She looks good.
She looks really good for 48.
Yeah. I think I'll go Dirk, better career. I mean, Dunaway, best international player in NBA history. I would say, I mean, he's a top 50 NBA player of all time pretty easily, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, Luka's got an opportunity to overtake him
Maybe the Greek Freak one day, maybe Wemby one day, but as of right now, it's Dirk. So I think I'd go
I would
Dirk.
agree, and I think I would go Dirk too.
I mean, Shaq's a U.S. citizen, but he grew up in Germany, so
that's a good point.
He's pretty good international.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Fourth down.
I think he grew up on U.S. territory in Germany, so I'm not going to call him.
And he played at LSU.
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig would have been 123 years old today.
Finally, I could strike him out.
Lou Gehrig or Marlon Brando, better career? And just to let you guys know, I think Brando's been nominated for 10 Academy Awards. He won 2. Lou Gehrig before, obviously, the farewell speech. And
but these are the ones so hard when the genres are so
I do it for Forrester.
Extremely different. No way of judging this in my opinion. So I never loved Marlon Brando. What's his best role? Godfather.
Well, I mean, it's Don Corleone is his best role.
But I mean, A Streetcar Named
Art's
Desire.
his most known role. I don't know.
Tango in Paris.
Apocalypse Now.
I'll go Lou Gehrig. Though I saw Marlon Brando play, I never saw Lou Gehrig.
But the thing with Lou Gehrig is I think everybody remembers him for the streak that Cal Ripken ultimately broke, and then obviously ALS, but people don't realize how good of a player he was.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Lou Gehrig's numbers, you're like, damn.
Yeah, you got, because of the whole Cal Ripken thing, you got baited into thinking, well, he just showed up every day and played. But no, he was a dominant player.
Yeah, I think Marlon Brando is one of the greatest actors of all time, but I think I would go Lou Gehrig.
I think I'll go Lou Gehrig as well, yes.
That's our 4 downs today, brought to you by the great folks at Central Alabama Asphalt. Time for a Hoover Toyota. leaderboard update. Tell us about Hoover Toyota, LT.
The best inventory on-site finance department. I'm speaking from experience. I've used these guys multiple times over the last couple of years. If you're in the market for a car, SUV, or truck, stop in, see Scott Peoples, all the fine folks there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information and to check out the inventory, HooverToyota.com.
It has been a much different scoring situation for the leaders versus the way this thing ended yesterday. Wyndham Clark still has your lead, but boy, it has been more difficult for everyone out there. We are currently monitoring one of the feature groups. Matt Fitzpatrick is backing up in a hurry. Your guy wearing the bad pants, Victor Hovland, is out of this thing. So it is still at the top, Wyndham Clark, but it is going to be a much different afternoon, I believe, for the leaders. Dustin Johnson still one back.
There's always one of these guys that I have no idea at the top of the leaderboard. Who was William
Mao?
Yeah.
Never heard of him. So
who was the amateur yesterday? Had a great day.
Oh, yeah, he's backed up too early today, Jim. Ryder Cowan?
Yeah, he's +3 today.
He's +3 on the day.
He's still got a great chance to make the cut.
Oh,
though.
yeah. The cut's somewhere +2, +3 right now. Jim, your guy, still hanging in there. He's playing quite well.
Who's my guy?
Xander Schauffele. He's tied for second right now, Jimmy D. He's charging at 3 under on the day.
Inverness Country Club is a great place to go get your golf game on as well, Brownie. That takes us to break here halfway through the show.
I'll be out there later today at Inverness Country Club. You can go see it for yourself as well. 205-991-8608 is the number. 205-991-8608 for Inverness Country Club. That'll get you in touch with Erin. She could set up a tour for you where you could see the course, which is beautiful, fantastic course out there. You can see the clubhouse, gorgeous clubhouse, great food. You'll see that tennis facility that is under construction right now. When they're finished with it, it's going to be just world class there, fantastic. And you'll get to see the pool, that resort-style pool, the cabana right there at Inverness Country Club. But the people are what makes Inverness. So when you're looking for a club home in Birmingham, I highly recommend Inverness Country Club. Call Aaron, set up a tour today, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608, or see more, ICCalabama.com.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
We can't show you the video because it was part of the MLB broadcast yesterday. But if you go look at Footy Humor, Humour, on social media, a little guy with a big bag of popcorn, he's probably a year and a half old, maybe 2, holding the popcorn. I'm going to say 2. Okay. 2 years old. He's got the popcorn, and he's just burying his face in the popcorn, eating it that way, and they showed him on the broadcast. This guy's having the absolute best day of his life. He's eating the popcorn like this.
He's just got a head buried in the bag?
Whole head into the clear plastic bag there, just eating his heart and soul out. We got some great video that Forrester has put together for us. We'll get to that right now before we jump back to college football, brought to you today by our friends at Crane U.
Crane U wants to remind you, if you are thinking about switching up careers, or maybe you're in the crane industry right now and you want to perfect everything, they're conveniently located right there in Leeds. When you reach out to them, make sure whether you talk to Nicole or Francis, you tell them The Next Round sent you. If you're curious about a career in the crane industry, first big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is there to guide you every single step of the way. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for crane certification success. They will guide you through every single step of the process, from the prep, both in and out of the classroom, to ensure you're fully equipped for even the toughest exams. Then they will streamline your experience by administering both the written and hands-on test right there at their facility in Leeds. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. So one call you make and you're good. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
Tyler Kolek plays for the Knicks. Unfortunately, yesterday, New York PD didn't really know who Tyler Kolek was. This is a celebration. He's going around with everybody walking up to the stage, and then the police department comes over and like, dude, get back on the other side of the barrier. Get over, man. And he's like, bro, I'm on the team. I play for them. And he's like, you're not on the team. I'm on the team.
Racial profile right here.
That's right. Sure.
Yeah. Wait, that white guy that's 6'5"?
Yeah, who's that guy? Here, get this guy back, man. Get back over the railing or we'll take you down. I'm on the team, bro. You're not on the team. 25 years old, played 53 minutes in the playoffs.
Very disrespectful.
None in the finals.
The Puma shoes probably didn't help him either.
Oh, was that a
very soccer?
Very soccer, very 80s like beat boy sort of deal.
I think
not a basketball sort of thing.
I think that's the GM right there who has to come and say, no. Yeah. He helps us in practice.
NYPD's like, yeah, right. Get over there, kid.
Yeah.
Don't say you guys are Knicks fans.
Yeah, thought that was fantastic. Also, the fine folks at TSA Social Media, the folks that keep us safe in the air, they're paying attention to what's going on with the World Cup. And they sent out a recommendation. If you happen to be at a major sporting event going on in the U.S. and want to take back ranch please pack that in your checked bags. And this is a mock-up Forster did for us at the TSA check. Make that your check bags. Don't do carry-on.
I am blown away that they don't sell Hidden Valley Ranch in Europe. Like these Europeans are going crazy over ranch dressing.
Well, this is an opportunity for Hidden Valley Ranch for somebody else to run with it.
You would think. I mean, how do you not open up the European market now after these people have gone so crazy?
Yeah, we tried our hand at coffee. Maybe we need to have the next round.
Next round ranch.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next ranch.
And then Freddie Freddie the fake, some people say real German soccer fan. Some people say fake. It's fake news. It's fake news. Here's Freddie. Because he tweeted he got his meet and greet with Ella Langley yesterday. And so he always puts the emojis over his face.
Yeah, which is weird to me, but I will say the other side of this. Like, Ella Langley, do you think he could fool her that he's not really German? I mean,
maybe.
Well, the Saints staff took him around the facilities, too.
These
people, a lot of people who are either in on the conspiracy or getting completely bamboozled.
They all have one-on-one contact, and nobody from that area, that part has come out and said, this guy ain't who he says he is.
Yeah, but you could go down to Vance and pull somebody from the Mercedes plant, pay him a little bit of money.
You could. I don't know what your end game on this is.
I don't know what his end game is anyway.
Well, but the chance is he's actually German.
First of all, he got to meet Ella Langley.
Yeah, that's a pretty good end game.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
He got to tour the Saints facility, and if he took the guy up on it, got to fly to the sports bar in Vegas today,
and got the J.J. Watt suite.
Yeah, but there's no reason you would just randomly start this out thinking you're going to get all those things.
No. It is blown up.
It is blown
a
up.
massive thing.
No, I'm just saying, like, if this were a fake, like now the more people he meets and comes in contact with, the more I think it's legit.
Which one is him? The emoji heads, or the one that put Ronaldo over his head? He's Ronaldo.
He's probably the one, grabbing a little Ella there.
So he's Ronaldo.
That's his profile picture on Twitter. So that's the one.
Oh, yeah, you are absolutely right. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Oh, you thought that was just some real person there? It's a horrible Photoshop.
Oh, yes.
That's not Ronaldo.
Yeah, you
Tyler
got
was
me,
totally
Jim.
duped.
No,
the Photoshop and AI expert.
The more people outside his realm he comes in contact with, and nobody comes back and says, "Hey, this ain't legit." I'm starting to think now it's real.
A little fun.
I'm back.
A little fun around the globe there. New York Butcher Shop before it gets back to college football.
Hey, the weekend is here. If you want to be a hero, pick up some of the delicious meats on your way home. The ribs, the chicken, the pork, of course, the fantastic steaks. And Father's Day is here this weekend. What does Dad want for Father's Day? Of course, he wants steak. Aged, prime certified Angus beef ribeyes, New York strips, porterhouse, T-bones, tomahawks, also the Japanese A5 Wagyu fillets. Stop in, see Jim and that fantastic staff of butchers. Take care of Dad. You can also get gift certificates. Those are available as well. 2 locations, Cava Heights, the original, Highway 119 and Greystone. Rare quality, well done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
The Protect College Sports Act has made it off the Senate committee. It's going to the Senate floor. It passed Senate Commerce Committee yesterday, so it's going to the Senate floor. The discussion about a super league has been a touching point to where Senator Cantwell, she called Commissioner Greg Sankey intimidating and threatening, to which the Big Ten and the SEC released a statement saying in a 30-minute call, Senator Cruz and Senator Cantwell did most of the talking. We had very little time to talk at all, and they look forward to further discussions. But the biggest markup on this so far has been the discussion about these super leagues. They're really scared of the super league, and they lowered the threshold at the behest of the Big Ten to include conferences that make over $700,000 a year, which brings in the Big 12 and the ACC. The fear is that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to make a super league and basically do away with all these other conferences. Notre Dame AD Pete Mbakwe, back in front of the Senate, explained that there is no interest in the super league. But if there was, this is the way it would work. Cut 2 there.
If you want to truly maximize the media value around the largest sport in terms of eyeballs, which is college football, I do think the best way to do that is a super league. And I certainly don't want a super league. I'm not sure anybody necessarily wants a super league. flooding the market, aggregating the market, bringing it to an aggregate form to major media companies, I'm not sure that's going to drive the value some say it will. If you wanted to maximize media value around college football, I think you would take 24 to 30 teams, create unbelievably competitive scheduling where a team like Notre Dame would play Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, and start to get a number that more closely resembles an NFL number. I could be right, I could be wrong, but that's why I was encouraged that it's a voluntary application and that a lot more work could be done over the course of the next series of years to see if the value could prove itself out.
So can you imagine if that was Notre Dame's schedule, Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Michigan, and everybody else had that, and there were only 32 teams, that's where you would make money on increasing the media rights.
Think about 32 teams and you play, let's just say it's a 12-game schedule, and then out of those, 32 teams, 16 and 16, you could absorb. Hell, you might be able to go 7-5 in some of these leagues, get to a postseason,
Maybe.
just like the NFL.
Just like the NFL, which is basically what he's saying right there. And I just remember Andy Staples saying, Notre Dame's athletic director says, the solution is super leagues. I'm against super leagues, but then gives a super league idea that the TV networks would salivate over, which is exactly what he said right
So
there.
coming out of the meetings earlier this week where all the college football playoff commissioners and parties got there, the discussion, according to, is it Rich Clark? Ryan Clark? Rich Clark.
Rich Clark is
the head of the college football playoff committee. He said most of the discussion was about increased revenue. How much more money is this going to bring in? CBS throws out a number that $200 to $250 million is what the Power Four conferences would lose on losing their conference championship game. So in order to make this even a break-even thing, you'd have to at least increase it $250 million to make it break-even on losing your conference championship game. After discussion right now, Ross Dellinger says $500 million extra dollars to the media rights pool is about all it looks like expanding from 12 to 24 would bring to the party. The biggest problem right now is the schedule. And Ross says, one commissioner says, we sat here and discussed this, and Rich Clark backed this up. We sat in the room when we started laying out the 2014 playoff and just how difficult it would be to pull it off. If we played the championship weekend, we can't play 8 first-round games on Saturday without them overlapping. So we'd have to have 1 or 2 games on Friday, and that means those 4 teams would be playing on extremely short rest from the week before. So nobody would want to do that. So if we play them all on Saturday, then they're going to be overlapping games, and that's not going to drive the media rights up. So he said the best case scenario is you take championship weekend off, you leave the Army-Navy game and the Heisman thing on what is championship weekend. That's by itself, standalone game for Army-Navy still, and start the second week of December with the playoffs. But he says now you're all of a sudden you've encroached now on the NFL. So now the entire way we're battling around the NFL schedule.
Right, which makes it messy.
Yeah.
It makes you play games at times you don't really want to play them. Yep. But you play them at those times to avoid going head-to-head with the NFL.
I have gotten really, and this is sad, I've gotten kind of numb to the conference championship games, though. Like Big 12 last year, it wasn't much of a game, but going into it, at least you knew what was at stake. Like even the ACC, like both teams, it would have mattered if Virginia would have won the game, but ultimately it didn't even matter who played in those games. And, I was at the SEC championship game last year. I didn't think there was much of a buzz for Alabama and Georgia, and but based on those numbers, they're not going to go anywhere because you know what is guaranteed? The money you're making currently from the conference championship games. What you're going to get from the networks is not guaranteed right now. At least you don't know exactly what that number would be.
Now, Rich Clark did say that if we came up with a working timetable of what the schedule could look like, then the media partners would be able to give us a real number because they'd be able to match it up against where the NFL schedule is and how valuable these college games would be at that point. He says if we take the bye, leaving Army-Navy by itself on championship weekend and play the second week, that means we could play games on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A game on Thursday, 2 on Friday, the other games on Saturday, and have little, if any, overlap at that point.
As a TV consumer, I would love that.
Sure.
I've got Thursday night college football playoff, Friday night college football playoff, Saturday college football playoff in NFL, NFL Sunday, Monday night football, and then I'm almost all the way back to
I think the numbers will be massive for all of it.
Yeah.
I really do.
He did say that, and I'm glad to hear this, that the media partners, ABC, ESPN right now, is very committed to keeping 4 games on the New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and 3 on New Year's Day. That is a standalone, set-aside time for college football, and the broadcast partners seem committed to all this talk about let's end it, national championship game on January 1st. That is not coming from the media partners. They want that January 1st to have multiple games on January 1st in the playoffs, because that is a day that has always been set aside for college football.
That's right. The NFL, the only time you battle the NFL there is if it falls on Sunday, and then everybody moves their games to January 2nd. So you really don't end up battling the NFL. It's a day you own. Don't give that up. You've got so few days you own as college football anymore because of the NFL. Don't give one up that you actually own.
Yeah. So that made me feel good, because
I agree.
I was always the protect January 1st guy.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it
with
sounds
you on
like
that.
the TV networks are behind it as well. Just thought that was interesting. Ross Dellinger with a good, complete story on all of that. Bucky McMillan coming up on the other side right now, a Hoover Toyota U.S. Open leaderboard update, as a lot of movement going on out there.
There is. Wyndham Clark is now 4 clear. He's made his birdie on 13, so he's 1 under on the day, 7 under on the tournament. 4 clear, Jim, of Xander Schauffele.
Oh, how about that?
What a play by you. 3 under par, 4 under on the day. He and Colin Morikawa with the best rounds on the course so far at 4 under. So some scoring out there. A little bit of scoring as it has toughened up some. Justin Rose, part of a group that is 1 under par. He is 2 under on the day.
So Keith Mitchell shot a 29 on 1-9 on the front 9?
Cashmere Keith, yeah.
Yeah. How about that?
Cashmere Keith Mitchell. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, he shot 29 on the front. I think it was his back 9, though.
That's right. Yeah.
He had
what was it, 41-29?
41-29. It's a heck of a turnaround in the U.S. Open.
4 birdies and a eagle.
And an eagle, yeah.
The 41 on one side is closer to my score.
Yeah.
29 I can only dream of.
Oh, Cashmere Keith, he is yet to tee off. He's at even par.
I don't know if you watched much of it. I assume you all did.
I did.
For our viewers and listeners, if you've heard more from the caddies and the players, you thought, oh man, this is really cool. Every caddy bib had a built-in microphone.
Get out! What an expense that is.
So that
dangerous too.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I'm sure there's some discretion on what they are able to use and not use.
Yeah.
But every caddy bib has a built-in microphone. For this U.S.
What
Open.
if you cut the group and he's like, no, third row. She's right up there. No,
Yeah.
come over to the right. Yeah, there she is. That's gonna get somebody in trouble, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's Hoover Toyota's leaderboard update.
Yeah, if you're in the market right now, new or pre-owned, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they can help you out. Stop in, see Kim, Scott Peoples, Harold, all the fine folks there. They've got the best inventory, that on-site finance department. For more information, hoovertoyota.com.
By the way, I messed up. Keith Mitchell, Cashmere Keith, SEC Power, Dunaway.
Georgia?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's always your first guess. Has to be.
By the way, Alabama and Iowa announced a basketball neutral site 2-year contract yesterday. Alabama and Iowa will play this year, Des Moines, on December the 21st. The return game next season, not this upcoming season, but the season after that, will be in Mobile for Iowa, Alabama. Mobile.
They're building a new arena down there. I was unaware of that till recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a new arena in Mobile.
I was about to say, where would they play?
That was my first question when I heard this rumor.
Would have been at South Alabama. They have a nice
Mitchell,
nice on campus.
Yeah, Mitchell
arena.
Center, but it only holds, I think,
5,500.
Yeah, but that would be strange. Like, when is
Alabama has played down there before? I did the game. I did the game. Believe it or not, this is years ago.
Yeah, about the same size as the Von Braun, where they played up.
But
in
I'm just
Huntsville.
surprised that you would use somebody's on campus. Another couple of schools.
Alabama did
This is a Mobile city that's
right.
built,
They're building a new arena in Mobile, and this will be a pretty early event in that. I mean, people are high on this guy at Iowa. Obviously, first year was or early on has been very good. I don't know if he can keep it going there at Iowa, but I mean, they were a pretty big story.
Dr. Tom Davis had it going a little bit. Fran McCaffrey, I know he was very unlikable, but they had some moments. I mean, you had, the player of the year with Garza just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had a massive upset in this year's tournament. Can they keep it going?
So another good, not home and home, but a neutral site, but close to home for the Iowa fans this year in Des Moines, December the 21st, and the year after that in the new arena down in Mobile. That was just unique for Alabama basketball. We'll talk basketball. Bucky McMillan coming up on the other side. By the way, the most watched softball team in the postseason was Alabama. They never played a game under 1.4 million viewers.
That's pretty
according
crazy.
to that. For Alabama softball, that's a pretty good number.
It really is for softball. 1.4 million. That's a lot of people.
Texas Tech was second.
Yeah.
People watched them to see the All-Star team there. Texas was third, but Alabama, the most watched in the postseason for women's softball at 1.4 million. Bucky McMillan joins the show coming up on the other side. That's brought to you today by our wonderful friends at Hemphill Services. Since the 1950s, LT, Hemphill has been the name Birmingham has called for heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Yeah, specifically 1954. Whether it is plumbing, heating, cooling, home, or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. 3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by Champy's world famous fried chicken, champyschicken.com. Unbelievable fried chicken and unbelievable food in-house there off of 119 in Alabaster. Sterling has curated that menu specifically for his location. And I tell you, he is so on top of everything. It's almost a guaranteed great meal every time you're in there. I'm not going to say it's always 100% satisfaction, but I've yet to meet a person that's gone in there that didn't have the time of their life, the meal of their life. So many of you have written me after making your first trip to Champy's in Alabaster and told me how much you've loved it. I've appreciated those DMs or those posts on social media or those texts. It is absolutely fantastic. Sterling works hard at that for 11 years to make sure every meal that he's part of comes out A+ rated. It's brined overnight, cooked to order, juicy fried chicken down to the bone, hand-cut chicken fingers, in-house made sides, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, so good. And if you get tired of going to places where the customer service isn't A+, go to Champy's in Alabaster. Sterling makes sure that's fantastic too. It's Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Bucky McMillan in a second. A couple other notes away from what we've been talking about. A couple of Hall of Famers going in, familiar names. Mark Ingram, former Alabama running back, is now a member of the New Orleans Saints Hall of Fame. He's joining Roman Harper and others to be part of the Saints Hall of Fame.
Well, that's deserved. I mean, look, this guy's a top 10 non-quarterback over the last 20 years, right?
I mean, what, he probably have 8,000 rush yards, 10,000 rush yards for the
played
Saints?
most of his career there.
Yeah. I mean, would you guess it was about that number?
Yeah, he was, solid. Yeah. Never an exceptional player in the NFL, but very, very solid.
Yep. So he's going into the Saints Hall of Fame there. Let's talk a little basketball. We talked about Alabama and Iowa doing neutral site. Iowa in Des Moines this year for the Tide on December 21st. Then they're going to Mobile to play that second end of that neutral site game. We talked to a guy who's doing a lot of scheduling this offseason himself.
Yeah, it's always fun to catch up with our buddy Bucky McMillan, head coach, Texas A&M Aggies. You're never in an offseason, but whatever they call the offseason is where we catch Coach. What is up, Coach? How you doing today?
What's going on, boys? How's it going in Beham?
We're doing awesome. How about in College Station? Looks like a nice day behind you there. Not on the golf course. You're just hanging out?
Hot and humid. We don't got anything. We gave our guys off today. Walked outside, and it feels like it's like 90% humidity out there. So I rolled right back in here to talk to y'all.
So how long did it take you to buy a house? Have you bought a house yet in College Station?
Yeah, I did. It's funny is that the first one I looked at, I ended up buying, and it ended up being like the ultimate team house. Like I have a swimming pool that it looks like a water park back here. Yet when my players jump in, I find out half of them don't even know how to swim.
Oh no!
So anyway, it's a good little spot for the team.
You know, I still barely can get to the side of the pool. I don't know how to swim.
So don't invite Dunaway. Were you going to invite Dunaway?
I mean, not that you were ever going to recruit me, but I really don't know how to swim either.
Well, you fit in really good with our team then.
Can you show us? Can you move the camera and show us the pool?
Oh, I'm blocked up here.
Okay.
If I walked outside, I could. And,
okay, so it was
13 feet deep, Dunaway. It wouldn't be good for me.
My God, man, that's like Olympic-sized depth. Nobody has 13
Bucky,
foot depth.
You'd appreciate this. So a high school baseball party with all the cool girls from Thompson back in my playing days in the 80s. And one of my buddies, funny, knew I couldn't swim, pushed me into the deep end of the pool. and I did not want to look like an idiot in front of Susan Allen and Babby Hokut, so I just sat at the bottom of the pool. I was going to drown. I wasn't going to flop around, and one of my buddies jumped in and pulled me up and saved me, but I wasn't going to flop around. I was just going to tap out right then.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
They had impressed with it.
So, at this time last year when we would talk a little college basketball, it was, is Bucky ball going to work or not? There were some people on one side. There were some people on the other side. And obviously 11-7, 22 wins, getting to the NCAA tournament. It was a great first year for you. But let me ask you this question. Who coined Bucky ball? Do you remember?
I don't know. Like, people just did it when I started coaching at Mountain Brook. Let me tell you who it was not. That was not me.
I figured that. Yeah, people can't give their own nicknames away. You can't coin your own stuff, but I just wonder where that came from.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because we kind of, you got to remember years ago, I've actually been coaching a long time. Like, I started coaching when I was 16 and 17, and then I was JV basketball coach at 22, varsity at 24. I've been doing this. I was thinking about this for 25 freaking years, and it's funny how it works. I've just done it at different levels, but I do remember we played very differently back in the day. Like 25 years ago, Dunaway, you know this. Everybody played slow. Best Davy was really good. They ran that flex over and over, and they thought that was the only way like a suburban school could win was really playing slow and in the 30s. And we played different. We pressed, we trapped, and shot a lot of threes and tried to play fast. So I think the old school coaches kind of would say that when it got around like a negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bucky ball, like, what are y'all doing? Undisciplined basketball,
no plans. Just roll the balls out.
Just roll
Bucky
it out
ball, yeah.
So
street ball.
Yeah. How you and I met was we were doing some of those games on TV back in the day, and we did a lot of your games.
Yeah.
I want to say I think it might have been Kevin Skarbinski because it would come up during the broadcast when we were doing the TV games, and for some reason when Lance asked that question, Bucky, it made me think that we used to credit Kevin for that. So I will initially credit Kevin Skarbinski for.
I was going to go him
name.
or Rada, Mike Rada, one of the two.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know, but we were doing those games on TV, and I remember bringing it up.
Well, if it was Kevin, I respect it because Kevin knows ball, man.
Yeah.
Kevin knows the game of basketball.
Yeah.
Not Alabama's primarily football. You got you guys, and then a lot of people don't keep up with like that. Kevin always has.
I don't think a lot of people realized how frenetic it was, and I forgot the player that was like, my God, when are they going to stop pressing? Like, your style, you've got to be in good shape. Like, what does the off-season conditioning program look like for your guys?
We do some stuff on Fridays, but mainly it's just in terms of we take them to different spots. We call them road game Fridays and get their mind right. But we mainly it's just how we play. We just do it over and over, and everything's full court, and we're just how we practice gets them right. And I mean, we got some guys right now just getting here, and they play different at other spots, and some of them aren't very good right now. But they will get good. Nate's not very different at Alabama in terms of how they play on offense too. You're just going to be sloppy early, and a lot of that's just because they're not in the right shape to be able to think when they play because they're just trying to catch their breath, and you just got to work with it. And you can't be the way we play. You can't really worry about the short term. If you're one of these guys that on practice 1 or practice 10, you have too many turnovers and you're just going to call it off, it's not going to work, because you're going to be pretty bad early.
I know with a label like Bucky Ball, the nation may think you're an attention, you like the attention, but I don't think you are. Have you noticed when you walk around town now, do people treat you different now after the season you had last year? I mean, the first year you're sort of an unknown, a gamble, and now you've the proof's in the pudding, and you've already done it one year. You're rolling around College Station and Bryan, and you're going places. They treat you different already?
Well, Jim, the one thing is, before we had played a game, all but when I got here, we were still undefeated. So you're never as popular as you are when you're undefeated. Even though we had a good season, considering everything, we still lost. But no, the people here have been good. What I will say is this: College Station, it's an awesome. I mean this, guys. I love being out here. It is really a cool place to be, and the people are really they're good, solid people. And the expectations are not for basketball. You know, they hadn't cracked that Final Four or anything yet. They're not just out of this world. They're a little more realistic than some places, right? You know, you're at Kentucky, like, you know, I mean, it's just you better win that natty every year, right? And so what I'll tell you is this: the people out here, they're great support, but they really have enjoyed how we play. That's what I get more than anything. We have just really had a great time going to the games and watching y'all, how y'all play. It's been very exciting for us. And that's good, because what you want to do is have a brand of basketball that other coaches do as well, that whether you're the person who loves basketball, or you're the grandmother, or you're the someone that doesn't know anything about basketball, that they like going to the games and they like keeping up with the Aggies. And I think that's what more than anything we get this first year.
Bucky McMillan is with us, Texas A&M head coach. He's on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. By the way, do you know who Alexander Shunnarah's college roommate was at UAB?
Who?
Andy Kennedy. How about that room?
Really? I didn't. Oh, I knew AK and Shunnarah were tight.
Yeah.
I knew they were roommates.
Yeah. How about that room? How about that was a fun room back at UAB.
Yeah.
AK and Shunnarah.
They'd have been able to get AK right out of high school if Shunnarah had already made it big as a lawyer straight to UAB.
That's right, yeah.
Would have never gone to NC State first.
What did you, as you've had time maybe to process year one in the SEC, is there something you learned about yourself as a coach? You'd been a college coach at Samford before, but as you've climbed the ladder from Mountain Brook to Samford to Texas A&M, is there something you learned about Bucky McMillan, the coach, in year one in the SEC?
You know, that's what's funny. I've been asked that. Like, I mean, there's good coaches every level. When I coached at Samford in the Southern Conference, that was of any league I coached in, that was the most you better be on it tonight league, in my opinion, even more than the SEC, because the players aren't as talented, but the conceptual offense is at another level. You're dealing with Princeton offense every single night in the Southern Conference. So if you don't have your guys ready, you're going to get embarrassed, and you can, as a coach, help your team for about 15 points on defense, trying to help, getting them knowing what the other team's doing. In the SEC, it's a player's game, right? It's spacing and letting players go to work. You're not going to see too many SEC games where you're like, oh, that play got them. You're going to be that player got them. Right. And so it's really about getting your guys to understand the level of physicality you got to play with, because the SEC is the most physical league. Right. And I think that's the difference. It's not necessarily just trying to get your guys to make sure that they know this great offense. It's getting your guys ready mentally to handle the physicality of a Florida, to handle the slashers that an Alabama has. And so the higher up you go, and the SEC is right below the NBA, it's a player's game. I remember Billy Donovan, he took his first pro job, and he comes in there and he's going to tell him, I can't remember which player it was. It's like Durant or somebody. He's like, hey, here's how we're going to guard Durant. We're going to do this. You need to do this. You need to do that. And he's talking to Russell Westbrook. And Westbrook was like, I mean, I've guarded him, in 100 games already. This is what I need to do. And Donovan learned right then, okay, yeah, it's a player's deal, and they know matchups. And so in this, the higher you go, I've realized that, it's really important more than anything. It's not X and O's. It's going to be your matchups and the physicality you can play with in those matchups.
I know when you got the job, when we first talked to you, you were there was difficulty putting the roster together. You didn't have the NIL that you really wanted. In year two, success probably does bring a little bit more money to the program. How are you on this roster going into this season?
Yeah, good question. Last year was just a product of when we got hired. We were hired so late that it was just like you're just piecing things together. I really believe that last year's group, what they were able to do, whenever I'm done coaching, I'll look back at that group and I'll be as proud of that group as any group, just based on the circumstances. I just thought they were great. Here's the thing. We've had great support here, but I'm telling you, this year in the SEC, it's been this recruiting class, it's been something different. It doesn't even mathematically make sense. And I mean this, like what some of these places have spent this year, it doesn't mathematically make sense for men's basketball. And I love men's basketball. You know that, but we're not football. And I'm just talking about follow the money, right, guys? I mean, follow the money. Like football, if they're saying they spent this much, you can understand it because it's like, well, they're bringing in X number of dollars. But you're looking at now, when you start calculating the NIL, you're looking at maybe 15 programs in the country are even going to be profitable in men's basketball. And I hear all these people say all this stuff that, oh, it is what it is, blah, blah, blah. And, this is, players should be getting paid. And I'm totally agree with that. But what I'm saying is it has gotten so out of control with this. If you have 365 teams in Division I men's basketball and 15 of them are profitable, those other, if you want to equate that this is a professional model and this is a business, well, 350 of them are going out of business.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. 350 of these teams, what do you call a business that's not profitable? That's a bad business. And so there's got to be something that we decide going forward, because if you just looked at the business model, you'd say, okay, all the profitable football teams, which is out there, should be able to play. And we'll just have 15 basketball teams that play each other, and there won't be any other sports or any other teams. So it's got to get, reeled in where it mathematically makes sense. That's not saying I'm not for players getting paid. That's not what I'm saying. It's got to mathematically make sense. And I know I kind of get away from your question, but this year was crazy. Who would have ever thought a lottery pick in Howard, Florida, would come back to college because he had an opportunity to make more potentially in college in the NBA? A lottery pick.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought that? Like, you gotta be kidding me. That's where we are. And so what you're going to see in the SEC and across college basketball, you're going to see some incredible basketball, because the players, you got guys that have been top 10 picks. I'm going back to college. And so you're going to see some great basketball, but mathematically, I just don't know how long it can last like this. Our teams are places are going to go out of business.
I'm sure if Nate Oates and Stephen Pearl's watching this right now, they're saying if you could iris down so we could see the oil wells out your window there when you're talking about boosters and NIL. So, yeah, for the trees in the pool, I can't see the oil wells for Bucky McMillan's NIL budget there. Hey, I want to ask you about Warren Fitzpatrick. That kid's been with you a long time. You know him. How important is it having somebody who has been almost part of your family for so long to be right there beside you as you build this thing in College Station?
Well, it's been great. Warren's just such a hard worker. I coached him, and when I known him since he was in third grade, literally, in my camps, right? And then I got other people here from all Birmingham people, from TJ Cleveland, Grayson Walters, Mitch Cole, all these people I've known my whole life. So we know each other well, but it's been really great to see Warren. He could have gone a million routes. Warren's 10 times smarter than I am. He could have done anything. And he wanted to go this basketball route and explore it. And just to see him put his head down and grind and get to where he's at now in such a short time, it's just the way it should be. Just got it out the mud, just did it, not because his, he was giving it to him. He did it just because he worked really hard. And he's got a bright future. And, he'll be one of these guys that you'll see own an NBA team one day if he stays this course.
Do you get a summer trip? Are you going to take a big vacation once, I guess, the portal and the Peach Classic shootout and all the stuff you got to go watch, once that subsides, do you get a summer trip?
We get something in August. But I tell you, this May was unique because we got done with our recruiting a little bit earlier. So we had some free time out here, but we all get our time in August. I know this. We went, because I got hired so late last year, so we went all through Sanford, obviously, the whole season, right into getting hired, recruiting for Sanford, then moving out here, and then drinking from a fire hose. I was talking to Mitch Cole. We went 2 years because of the Sanford, and then here with literally no time, no vacation, no trip. I think we worked like 362 days last year. And then the year before, we didn't get a time off. So when August gets here, man, I'm going to blow it out. I got to do something.
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to. Go to Europe. I mean, Italy. You've earned it.
And we're going to go right there to Birmingham and get y'all on the golf course sometime.
I mean, that's every day.
And
what's your handicap?
I'm going to take Dunaway swimming.
Yeah. take me after the 18 holes. That way I don't have to pay up.
That's fair.
The life insurance can pay up at that point. What's your handicap these days?
I ain't played a lot, man. I'm one of these guys. I'll be in the 80s somewhere.
You've turned into one of those coaches. You're afraid to tell me your real handicap.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't want people to know he's playing.
I don't want these wagers. I'm doing it for the wagers. All right. I can't say too low. I can't get a good bet.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to get strokes when he plays this.
I would get strokes.
Yeah.
Hey, so you used to catch a lot of shit about playing poker, though. I mean, you did, right? Like, I mean, that was one of the things people were like, he's never going to get a college job because the guy plays poker.
Ixnay on the conversation, LT.
Well, I mean, look, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, look, you're ultra successful where you are. I mean, I don't think that had anything to do with you playing poker, but do you still play at all?
Yeah, we don't get time to play. Like when we were if we recruited in Vegas, if I had like 2 hours at the end, I would go play poker above anything else. If I had time, but we just hadn't had any time to play. Here's the difference: what people don't know, everybody played poker. I can guarantee you, everybody on this call right here played poker. The difference was with me. Why was it talked about? I freaking won at poker. That's what happened.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, do you think if you would have focused, could you have been a professional poker player? Seriously.
I'm not even gonna comment.
Yeah. I lose $60 every Monday night in a poker game. Every Monday night. Yeah.
Well, so what happened is most people, it was all legal back then when we were young. You could put your little money in on the internet, whatnot. Most people put their $20 in and they lose, and that was the story. I just kept having to do pretty good, and so that's why I got talked about. But when people were talking about that for basketball, they were like, "Well, I don't know if this, that, and other." Like, well, if y'all going to use that, y'all ain't got to go that far to find something. That's nothing, Come on.
You know where my blind spot is, Bucky? I don't pay attention enough to see straights and flushes. That's where I get beat the most. Straights and flushes.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Like I don't see three of the same suit or that potential of the straight with the two cards in somebody's hand. That's where I lose most of my money.
He's a one-eyed boxer.
we call that colorblind poker player.
Yeah. I'm that guy. I don't wear my glasses when I play either. I don't know why.
Well, you don't want the reflection.
After hearing this, I think we need to go play golf, play poker, then go swimming.
Get all the money you can. Yeah. Bucky, have a good summer. It's always good catching up with you, man. We appreciate the time.
All right, boys. I'll see y'all.
All right, buddy.
Thank
Take
y'all.
care. That is Bucky McMillan, Texas A&M head coach, with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
I can never figure it out. I can't see the straight or the flush.
Do you guys remember how dumb that was?
I do.
Like, he will never get a job because he plays poker.
He was nationally ranked, and it was nationally ranked in a perfectly legal. They don't nationally rank illegal stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's right.
Like, you're not going to find
legally playing poker.
You're not going to find national rankings in cockfighting because it's illegal. And he was doing something that was legal and was nationally ranked. I was like, why does anybody care?
Before we do the college football spotlight today, there was a time you could have bumped into old Bucky McMillan at Odie's.
I've seen him there.
For lunch or dinner. Yeah,
I've seen him there. Yep. Odie's Tavern, great place. Live music tonight, so you could do like a full day at Odie's. You could get there at 2:00. You could watch Australia and the United States, stay for a little more World Cup action, and then go straight into the live music tonight. Enjoy some of the great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it 4 decades now. The wings, the burgers, the great sandwiches, ice cold beer buckets, full of the Bud Light. But remember, every Friday and Saturday night, live music, both locations, the original and Crestline, newer location right there in Homewood on Broadway. Stop in, see Will Aver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution at Odie's Tavern.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by the guy we just talked to Bucky about, Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com, that's the place to go when you're in need of any legal assistance. You may think personal injury attorney. Yeah, he's certainly that. But he also handles fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, workers' compensation, employment claims, and boy, has he been successful at that. More than $2 billion recovered for his clients. We were talking with him because Bucky knows him, and we were talking about how he's a Birmingham guy. Alex grew up in Birmingham, went to school at UAB, roomed with AK there. So, I mean, this guy is a Birmingham guy, could have built his firm anywhere and been successful. He did it in his hometown to take care of his hometown people. When you find yourself in any legal situation, go right there to Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case at Shunnarah.com.
Okay, so remember back during the SEC meetings in May when Steve Sarkisian had this to say about rule enforcement?
I just think that right now we're living in a society of no fear when it comes to college athletics. And when I break a rule, if I don't like the fact that I got caught breaking that rule or not doing what I was supposed to do, to go get a judge to say, hey, get an injunction. We'll deal with that a year from now. I don't think that that's what we want. And we've got to find a way to get past this era of college athletics. I don't know how to get that done. I'm a sociology major for anybody at Ole Miss that's wondering. Okay. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Okay. But my point is there are smart enough people that can figure this out. And we're trying to get federal intervention. I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, so if that doesn't work, what's plan B? What's plan C? What's plan D to try to get us to a point where we can get back on the same page, where we're not always saying, yeah, that's the rule, but here's a way I can get around the rule. And even if I get caught, here's what I'm going to do when I get caught. Like we've got to get out of that way of thinking and just get to a point of, here's the rules. Let's go try to navigate within the rules and be the best we can be. And if I step out of bounds, here's your penalty. Okay, let's get back in bounds and let's keep playing.
That's Steve Sarkisian. Since then, you heard him reference Ole Miss. He also has backed off a little bit about the Texas Tech scheduling comments. But off of the rule things, Dabo Swinney backs him up this week. He says, listen, I'm not trying to get Ole Miss into trouble on the Luke Ferrelli thing. I just want us to have rules. What are the rules? And let's punish the rules if they're violated. He goes, I like Pete. I'm not trying to get them in trouble. Let's just, what's the rules right now? So Sark, Dabo.
I think everybody wants that. It's just not realistic.
Does anybody think this Protect College Sports Act that's going through to the Senate floor, is it going to help anything?
To protect college sports? No, it is not, because ultimately the people in college sports, and Sark or Greg Sankey or Tony Petitti or Ryan Day can talk all they want about, I just want what's best for the sport. And I really do. Maybe I'm naive, but I think there's an element that they all want what's best for the sport. But you know what they want more than that? What's best for Ohio State or Alabama or the SEC or the Big Ten. They're getting paid a ton of money to make sure that those schools and those conferences get what is best for them. So ultimately, that's always going to win out. And what is best for Ole Miss is not always going to be best for Alabama.
Well, look, I think there needs to be structure. And like if everybody had the same rules in place, to his point, it would be great. And then you find a way to navigate around that. That's what people would do.
Where I agree the most with Sark is, boy, this era of college athletics where if I want something or I don't get my way, I just got to run to a partisan judge.
That's right.
I mean, it feels like old school politics when the Democrats, something didn't go their way, they found a sympathetic Democratic judge, or the Republicans, when something didn't go their way,
it's just
they found a sympathetic Republican judge who just got, we got our decision from a judge.
But I think it's delaying the inevitable. I mean, Bediako, Sorsby, I mean, these guys aren't going to play.
Texas, Notre Dame, they've got a series scheduled very soon. Sark tells the Triple Option podcast, that's with Urban, Mark Ingram, and the crew, this week, that if we don't expand, we don't know if we're going to play that game or not.
I hate that.
Yeah, 16-24, we'll play it. Are we going to take strength of schedule in or not take strength of schedule in? We were left out last year with a loss at Ohio State at 9-3. So even Sark himself says Texas, Notre Dame is precarious at best right now.
I mean, we're losing them left and right. And I will give Ohio State credit. Again, they are the ones that are continuing to say, we're playing these games.
Yep.
Alabama, we are not running from Alabama. We're going to play Alabama.
Yeah, look,
Alabama said they're going to play Ohio State. So.
Notre Dame probably much more in than Texas. I mean, Texas got burned on this game last year.
That's right.
On the Ohio State game.
That version of the game,
Michelson brings you the viewing menu every day on the show. Tell us about Michelson, and then Tyler will tell us what he's watching this weekend.
205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, they are the best in the business. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. I got the procedure done in 2003. I still have the 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. 205-969-8100. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com. Real quick, Tyler, was funny. I got text from our buddy Sisk, John Willard, and Bo O'Neill, all three watching Maternal Instinct at the same time last night.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did not, but everybody that has heard us talk about on the show that has watched it has texted me, like you. I've gotten multiple texts that are like,
this is impossible.
Y'all did not lie. That is the most insane thing I have ever watched.
Was texting me last night going, you've got to check this out.
Yep. So have you not seen it yet?
I still haven't gotten around to it.
Everybody says it's the most insane thing they've ever watched. And that is universal. I've yet to hear anybody be like, y'all oversold that.
Yeah. Everybody will, as dark as it is, everybody will end up watching this.
Yeah, I'm going to end up watching it. But everybody I've talked to was like, you better buckle up. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, too many people around me have said to watch it and have hyped it up. It's like, well, I've got to check it out now.
I got to know what I'm missing. I'm going to watch it at some point.
But yesterday I did a double feature. Started off with Toy Story 5. It's fine, I guess. Don't really think the story justifies the movie's existence.
Okay.
Because it's like, how many people are actually still playing with like action figures and toys? Like,
Not a lot. You're right.
Moved over to the tech, which is the point of the film, but I don't think that point of the film is going to land on the like 5 to 8-year-old target demographic.
Yeah.
It's going to land with like the 30 plus Disney adults. I think that's why it's got a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. But it was just fine. Not even close to the best Toy Story movie.
That's a high bar, though.
Yeah. Now, I did follow that up late after the Mexico-South Korea game with the death of Robin Hood. I went in kind of hesitant because it's been getting some mixed reviews. And also, it's one of my top 10 anticipated films of the year. So I was just hoping it wouldn't disappoint. I know how to pick them. This was awesome. It is beautifully shot. It is brutal. It might be top 10 of the year for me so far.
Oh, great. That's good to hear.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
So definitely worth checking out this weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
How's Hugh Jackman?
He does a lot of yelling, a lot of growling, and a lot of just beating the hell out of people.
The true Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Not Kevin Costner in tights.
No, no, and not Carrie Elways either with Dave Chappelle. HBO Max has added a movie that came out earlier this year to its catalog, and that is How to Make a Killing with Glenn Powell and Margaret Qualley. This is where Glenn Powell is like the billionaire heir, but he's got, like 7 people ahead of him in line to receive the inheritance. So he just decides to scheme and kill all of them so he can run away with Margaret Qualley. It's fair. And then finally on viewing menu today, this Sunday night is the return of House of the Dragon, Season 3. Early reviews currently have it at a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, only a single negative review away from 100%, which it had for a little bit. And it's the highest Rotten Tomatoes score of any House of the Dragon series, or House of the Dragon season, but it also ties the record for all Game of Thrones seasons, tied next to Season 2 and Season 4.
I couldn't believe some people liked House of Dragon better than Game of Thrones. The great thing was the whole universe of Game of Thrones and the different kingdoms and stuff. And like all these Targaryens, it's good. I don't love it, but I'll watch again. I'll watch Season 3, but I don't love it.
And the realistic travel, the map, and how, I agree with you. The different way each society, well, not society, but neighborhoods, states were and countries. That's what made Game of Thrones for me.
Yep.
I really enjoyed Season 1. Season 2 was a slog. They had
agree.
Matt Smith, I forget his character's name. They just have him basically tripping acid at this like old ruins for half a season. And I still don't know what the point of that was.
Yeah, I really and I'm going to need a recap.
He was ostracized, right? Because of the killing of that one person.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've watched House of the Dragon.
Yeah, because Season 1 ended with the kid on the dragon getting eaten, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds about right.
I think that's right. Yeah.
And then there was like a flash forward.
And then it was a son for a son or whatever.
Yeah. And that's all I got.
Yep, that's what Tyler's watching. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Hoover Toyota with our U.S. Open update. Before LT tells us about Hoover Toyota, Brownie, we got any movement on the leaderboard?
We do. You're going to like this update, Jimmy D, because there are 2 rounds that are standing out so far in the morning wave today, and those rounds belong to Colin Morikawa, who is 6 under par, has him at 3 under on the tournament, and Xander Schauffele, 4 under par today, 3 under on the tournament.
It's funny. I said Xander Schauffele, I like his irons here, and you said the other one who's really good with irons was
Colin Morikawa, very well known as
both of them are right there now.
Very well known as one of the best iron players on tour.
We should have bet that right then, Brad. Probably. When I said one, you said the other.
And Wyndham Clark, though, still your leader, 1 under on his day so far through 15 holes. 7 under on the tournament gives him a 4-shot lead over Morikawa and Schauffele. That's good for you with Schauffele, though. He's in a good spot. You just need him top 20. And by the end of the day, heck, he could be second, third place. So you're in good shape.
Well, top 20 doesn't pay half as good as the
top 20 every day.
It's just dollar to dollar.
You needed the top 20 every day.
I have him to win the tournament too, though. So
then you're still in great shape.
That's cooking really good.
Yeah.
All right, that's the HooverToyota.com leaderboard update, LT.
Yes, if you're looking for the best inventory on-site finance department, conveniently located Highway 150, stop in, see the fine folks there for more information. You can always go online, HooverToyota.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation, insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resource, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urology centers, alabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Champy's world-famous fried chicken brings you the final hour of the show every day. Love Champy's. Football season, best tailgate food in the world. Take a whole pan of the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales to the tailgate. You'll be a champion. Take that fried chicken, bone in, juicy to the bone, the big breast that I love so much. You'd be a hero there. The hand-cut chicken fingers as well, right there to the tailgate. So good. In-house made sides. Champy'sChicken.com to do that for your lake trips, anything. But if you're heading down to the beach or back this weekend, right off the Alabaster exit, just jump in there off that Alabaster exit on I-65 and jump into Champy's, and you'll find great food right there, a mile off the exit on Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's Champy'sChicken.com. I just retweeted from my Twitter account Tom Rinaldi doing one of Tom Rinaldi's chill jobs. Feature story on Hoover's Chris Richards. How he learned who Chris was is the story from Tom Rinaldi. Go check it out. I was watching some of it during the break. Typical Rinaldi from his old game day days.
Oh, yeah.
So go check it out with some pictures and video from his days in Hoover. So cool stuff there if you want to go check Rinaldi out. The Americans play today at 2 o'clock on Fox. I may be at Walk-Ons to watch it. I may go to Martin's Barbecue because that's where our friends at Bud Light is.
Yeah, I want to give you a rundown of different places you can catch World Cup action today with our friends at Bud Light and your opportunity to win some World Cup tickets. These are the legitimate tickets. I didn't get the exact match, but when we were at Bunkers last week, it was for
Match
the one
95.
in Atlanta.
Yeah, Match 95 in Atlanta.
So 2 o'clock today, Martin's in Cava Heights. They're going to have a watch party there. There'll be great specials. They'll have different merch, swag they're handing out. 4:30, Dave & Buster's today. They're going to hand out, they'll be giving a pair of tickets away at Dave & Buster's. That starts at 4:30. And then tonight, 6:30, right off of 459, Billy's Sports Grill. Then tomorrow is when it gets really interesting. 3 o'clock, at the Grocery and the Battery. We've done shows from over there before. It's kind of an adjoining parking lot right there in downtown Homewood or right off of downtown Homewood. They're going to give 2 pairs of World Cup tickets away tomorrow from the Grocery and the Battery starting at 3 o'clock. That's from our friends at Bud Light.
With all the World Cup stuff going on today and this weekend, a couple of good matches tomorrow. Netherlands and Sweden, 12 noon on Fox. Germany and the Ivory Coast after that. On Sunday, you get Spain and the Saudis and Belgium and Iran. Some of the good matches over the weekend. But don't forget, we've got the World Series in college baseball. That includes Oklahoma, cut 5, Tyler. Head coach Skip Johnson. His team was 11th in the SEC standings when they made the NCAA tournament. 11th. 1, 2, 3. You know where 11th is. That's below the Mendoza line. You're on the other side. In fact, I think in the last 8 years, 5 SEC teams with a losing SEC record have made Omaha. That's how tough this league is. Skip Johnson is now from 11th in the SEC regular season, 2 wins away from being national champs.
Those guys, no matter what the score is at the end of the day, it's not about winning and losing. It's really not. It's about those guys being selfless, what they've done, man, what they've done over the last month. I mean, going into Georgia Tech and going into Kansas and doing what they did. And then today, I mean, that team over there, we just got through playing, man, they're really good. I mean, really, really good. They ran away with our league. They're very good. And we're really thankful for our league. Our league is a tough league. It prepares us. The SEC is the #1 league in the country, and it prepares us a lot for what we've accomplished. And we've been through the adversity and learned through the adversity. And I'm really thankful for getting to coach these guys. I really am. I mean, I can't say it enough. And I'm really proud of them.
Okay, he says that, Lance. I appreciate our league. It's the toughest league, blah, 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 blah. But they were 11th, and there's a reason why they're not going to win this week.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, North Carolina has never won a College World Series. Going into this, I liked North Carolina, the way they were able to come back against USC. And, the way Oklahoma's playing right now is just like fearless. They came into Omaha, it seemed like with house money, they're not only scoring runs, the pitching has been great. So, but when you reset this and you're playing a best of 3, I just don't see North Carolina losing to it.
Without anybody having to play loser bracket games, both pitching staffs should be A+, full
everybody you
tanks,
want, right?
ready to go, good to go.
Not only were they 11th, you guys probably don't remember this, and I had to look it up. They lost on the Tuesday in Hoover. Not only 11th, could not have limped into this any worse. LSU, a historically underperforming LSU team, beat them that late Tuesday night game in Hoover, probably went until 2 in the morning, and went home on day 1 of the SEC baseball tournament. So not only were they 11th, they could not have limped into this thing.
Yeah, is this
worse.
not like mirroring what Ole Miss did 3-4 years ago?
A little bit, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. If they're able to win this thing, which Ole Miss was able to do. So Oklahoma, North Carolina, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, 1:30 on Sunday. ESPN Saturday night, Maine ABC on Sunday. And that's the College World Series this weekend. That gets us to Trash now, brought to you every day by our wonderful friends at Bud Light. Tyler, hit it, man.
Wow, did you look?
No, you never look, Brown.
Well, it's Dale Earnhardt. I just wondered.
You never look.
Well, today we're finding out that Brown would have looked.
No, I did not. I did not say that, Tyler. I just said it was Dale Earnhardt. Like, I just wonder if Jim looked. That's all I asked.
Okay, I'm just saying.
You're saying that as if like it's an expected
No,
thing.
I was
But
saying
it's not.
it's Dale Earnhardt Sr. I just didn't know. Like, if ever you were going to look, maybe a Dale Earnhardt Sr. makes the list. That's all I was asking.
Who's on your list?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
I will offer up. I will offer up Brownie. We squash that open.
Right.
If we get rid of the one that says
No.
Well, hang on. Let him make his.
Oh, wait.
Get one
Since
of-
when does Jim make
Make it-
trash
get
over?
Let him make his pitch.
get rid of the one that is about my what's the meal? My wonderful meal. Why are you staring at my wonderful meal? Or something.
I don't remember that one at all.
At some point it goes to did you touch my balls, butt, or something? There's some open that
Never heard this one.
as a voice. It's a weird voice.
No, but I'm making an opening out of this one just for you even
I'm
just
telling you.
floating the idea of y'all deciding which opens are played back here.
Yeah.
You talking about the get your hands off my...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that one. Where's that one from?
I don't even know.
Is it a
which one
Monty
you're talking
Python
about yet.
deal?
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Get your hands off my penis?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
that
even
one.
remember
That's a
that one.
succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah, okay. So there's the meal and there's the penis. Okay.
Okay, a former.
Glad we connected the dots.
I don't like this deal at all, though.
Yeah, no. It's
The
not
Brown
happening.
Open stays.
Looks like a former
Both of them stay.
roundtable guest from Radio Days has been in a little trouble here.
Oh, no.
Faison Love has been arrested on 2 contempt of court charges, according to TMZ. Now, according to booking records, veteran actor was arrested Tuesday in Hillsborough County, Florida, booked into a Tampa jail. Faison posed for a mugshot, which was obtained right there. He looks rough as hell in that mugshot.
It's been tough on him.
Now, his booking on contempt of court appears to be connected to a paternity case in which he's involved. Faison filed documents earlier this year in his legal dispute with Tiffany Lee, claiming he couldn't scrounge up the $250,000 she claims he owes her. Now, the actor said he's barely made any money recently, and the docs obtained by TMZ. Faison claimed the highest gross income he earned over the last 5 years is a paltry $13,000, and he said his income from last year was $0. Maybe he needs to get a job.
Good role in The Elf. I liked his part in The Elf. Pretty funny character there, but probably going to need more than that to make the ends meet.
He has being held in contempt of court, ordering him to turn himself in for 90 days in May or else.
I do not remember his appearance on our show.
Probably before us.
Well,
I don't think
know.
so. Yeah, he came through multiple Stardom tours.
Yeah, because he hasn't been on the scene long enough for it to be for us. That's how long we've been together.
Oh, wow. So he's a stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, how's he not working?
He probably isn't funny.
Well, how much would you pay to go see that guy with the bit part in Elf?
None.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he was apparently doing it before he got the big
that's
part
how
in
he
the
got
Elf.
the bit part.
Yeah.
That
so-
was why those appearances on our show, and they did other shows too, were so important. And I never understood why people either one of two things. People didn't take them seriously enough. They just mailed them in when they were with us.
Yep.
Or they didn't do their humor. Like they did stuff that they don't normally do. You know what I'm saying? I just never understood that. Like,
they would want to come in and, people want to talk sports. And I'm like,
yeah, no, be funny.
Yeah.
Be funny. You're selling people to go to your show. Don't assume everybody knows who you are.
Right.
Olivia Rodrigo has revealed that some concert goers are wearing diapers to avoid losing their place at the front of shows, saying it's something she has personally noticed while performing. I don't know how you can notice somebody's got a diaper on, but
me either. But I could have used one time watching The Killers, so I understand. I mean,
You just
these big
bypassed it.
festivals when there's no seats, man, you work your way up to the stage or close to it. You don't want to leave.
Now, speaking about unusual fan behavior she's encountered, Rodrigo said some attendees go to extreme lengths, stay close to the stage throughout the concerts and festivals. Quote, I've been to certain concerts, certain festivals where people wear diapers so they can be at the front row of the show and not have to leave. That's been an experience as a performer that I've actually smelled.
Oh,
I don't know if they've actually had
that's how
diapers
you
on. You
know.
can just piss yourself, right?
Yeah, well, you ain't smelling that, though.
Yeah, so that could end, but that could be porta-johns too. But this is the time of year those European festivals are going on, right? I never can remember the name of them, but they always look fun.
Glastonbury.
Yeah.
That hit.
And a couple of others.
Yeah, but boy, it's one thing to have to wear a diaper that you've pissed in, but I can't imagine the other part, which is I think what she's referencing there. Like I saw.
Imagine having diaper rash and, in your 20s, 30s, 40s.
I've brought this up before, but I saw it again in a TikTok video of these Mount Everest climbers. And there was one, you've paid all that money and it's a lifelong dream and it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're probably not going to get to go back if you don't make it to the top. And he got, I don't know if it's dysentery. But it was something like that. That's the stomach. He had no other choice. He's on the mountain. You can't just sit there and go because you'll get frostbite. So he just had to go in his suit. As he's climbing Mount Everest and coming back down, he is.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that smell?
I'm heading back down immediately.
Yeah, well.
I saw an interview with her, and she continues as she gets older. I really enjoy her music a little bit more. But the guy from The Cure, what's his name? Robert Smith, maybe?
Yep.
She does a duet in this new album with him, and that's my favorite song.
Is that the guy in The Cure Open?
Yes.
Speaking of opens, that is my favorite now.
Yeah.
That's a good open.
Yeah.
A highly educated Amazon delivery driver has been jailed after making hundreds of thousands of dollars by helping university students cheat on exams and coursework by posing as them. Shahid Adan, 43, you see right there from Liverpool, sentenced to 3 years in prison after admitting fraud, money laundering, and a hacking offense. Now, according to the Crown prosecution, Adnan made more than $400,000 by completing coursework, assignments, and online exams for students in exchange for payment. Now, Adnan worked as an Amazon Flex delivery driver, ran a company called Study Sharp Ltd. Prosecutors said he would obtain students' login details for Liverpool John Moores University and use them to access university systems. Now, the scheme was uncovered when a student handed in a USB stick containing coursework to a senior manager at the computer forensics department. After running checks on the device, manager found it had previously been used by Adnan. Now, documents on the USB stick also linked it to the Study Sharp Ltd. Admin then admitted he had sat in for an exam for one student after logging into their account. Said he was paid around $337 for the service, but claimed he was not aware he needed permission from the university to access the account.
I didn't know that.
Now, his accounts include around $2 million, which is pretty crazy. $149,000 in his PayPal.
Wow. And he's only charging $337?
Yeah. Completed work for 124 students.
Wow.
It's quite the business till he got caught.
Did was that prevalent when y'all were in school? Like people that would write papers for you for a certain amount? Yeah.
Yeah, I said my memoir was going to be $60 C's because I remember I paid $60 for these papers.
Yeah.
And I always got C's. And I never knew who it was. I'd go to their shed and like you would have to leave the assignment and then you'd pick it up a few days later out of their shed.
Yeah.
And leave the $60.
I mean, there was that went
what
around.
What do you mean by shed?
It was like a tool shed, like in the back of a house.
So a
Were
guy
you
was
picking
running
anything
black
else
market.
up from the shed?
The guy was running black market.
I don't know if it was a guy or a
Well,
girl.
they didn't want to be
I have
seen
no
because
black
idea.
market papers from a shed.
They would get expelled
in
from
a
school.
backyard.
They would get expelled from school.
Well, they weren't in school.
Yeah, I assume they weren't in school.
They weren't even in school and doing it, huh?
yeah.
But the ones at Jack State,
And
I
I
think
wouldn't
were in
call him a
school.
professional getting $60 C's, man. Better than doing the work.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't remember. I never used it. To my defense, I never used it at Jack State, but there were ways you could get papers done at Jack State too. Now I don't know if you picked them up in my shed.
No, we had guys that would actually take tests for people too.
I don't think we had that at Montevallo. We didn't have a football program, so we didn't have to worry about it.
A Love Island fan in Arizona was arrested after allegedly speeding at 108 miles per hour because she was rushing home to watch the reality show.
Yeah.
Now, according to the Arizona Department of Public Safety, the driver was pulled over on June 9th after being clocked going 108 in a 65-mile-an-hour zone. When stopped by the trooper, the woman reportedly said she was, quote, trying to get home fast so she could watch Love Island. Excuse did not get her out of trouble. Officials said the driver was arrested, booked for criminal speed and reckless driving. Vehicle was also impounded for 20 days.
Oh, man, tickets one thing. The impounded vehicle, is this in the U.S.?
Arizona.
That is in the U.S.
Yep, sure is.
I didn't know they would impound a vehicle for that.
Oh, yeah. Somebody that I know got reckless driving or arrested for about the same thing not too long ago, and they have the opportunity to take you straight in.
Man.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a heftier ticket. I didn't know it could.
It's that too.
It's usually up to the officer's discretion.
Yeah.
If
Right.
it's like reckless and you need to be in jail, or reckless and car impounded, or reckless and just get home.
Yeah, if
All right,
you
man,
are
at that point, I'm like, how can I go to work?
Yeah, I got to pay the ticket off somehow.
that thing rolled up.
I
on
did.
top
That was
of
pretty
it.
good. I've only had a couple speeding tickets, but I did get one that was technically reckless driving, but the state trooper was very nice. He goes,
Yeah.
you were reckless driving, which was 25 above, I think, at the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, sometimes you can be in a school zone, like on a Sunday.
This was on a highway, so I wasn't, I was endangering people, I will say it, but it wasn't a school zone or anything. But I think it was 25 above, and he said, I'm not, I'm going to warn you on that, and I'm going to write it below, but you
That
technically.
same thing with me with the Georgia State Trooper coming from north of town, where you have to merge in and get over really quick to
75?
get fast. Yeah. So I was going whatever the speed limit is there, 25 more than that, and he did the same thing. It was like, you were 28 over.
Right.
Yeah. So it worked out good.
Archaeologists believe they have uncovered a much simpler version of Stonehenge just 3 miles away from the world-famous prehistoric site, with evidence suggesting it was built about 500 years earlier. Now, the new analyzed site, located in the village of Bulford in Wiltshire, consists of 2 large post holes that once held wooden posts aligned with the summer and winter solstice in the same way as Stonehenge. Now, researchers say the structure dates back around 5,000 years, making it older than the stone monument that attracts thousands of visitors each year. Discovery is shedding new light on the communities that lived in the area before Stonehenge was built, with archaeologists suggesting the site may have served as an early gathering place tied to seasonal ceremonies and astronomical observations.
I don't know how I feel about Stonehenge. Like, it obviously, it's got some plan to it, but do we know what they were doing there? It's everything from ritual sacrifices to just telling time, right?
Yeah, it's more so just telling time.
Yeah, but a lot of people have said ritual sacrifices were involved.
People say a lot of things. There's zero evidence for any of that.
Sensationalizing that. Like, the pyramids are impressive. Stonehenge, like, I could get a couple of guys on a corner at Lorna Road and they could put that thing together in a day.
But would they be able to put it together in a way where
Precise.
it's perfectly aligned with the winter and summer solstice?
Well, I mean, that might be a little more difficult, but I'm sure there's probably a YouTube tutorial that tell them how to do it.
I would say now, though, that we've got the diagram, we probably could identically recreate it.
Oh, yeah, I think we could identically recreate it.
Yeah.
Which makes it more remarkable that they were that precise back then, though.
Didn't Clark Griswold knock that thing over?
He did,
yeah. A little domino effect, yeah.
Bad parking job.
Nobody got hurt, though.
No.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Boom.
Don't forget to go watch the Americans play with our friends at Bud Light today at Martin's Barbecue in Cahaba Heights, and go have a nice ice-cold Bud Light and enjoy that. The Michelob Ultra, by the way, from our friends at Adams Brewing.
Are we allowed?
They got the cool bottles. They got the cool bottles that match the uniforms.
Are we allowed as next round employees to enter the giveaway?
No,
we won't. But like, if you were to slide in there, I think you'd be okay.
All right, I won't be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be in a movie, right? Yeah.
I'll be somewhere else.
All right. Tell us about the next reel and all the other things at TNR Clips and everything, Tyler.
So I have been putting up the best conversations from each show onto TNR Clips. That's at youtube.com/@TNR Clips. It's the best way to relive or catch up on the show when you just want to see some of the best conversations. Also, new next reel dropped this week. Lance and I talked about movies that critics love but we dislike, and then you can check out the rest of that playlist to see some of the other conversations we've had and some of our other recommendations. You've got a new OG Kickoff that's out, as well as an interview that they always do. They like to do a full show and then also give you a little interview if you're just looking for an interview or if you're short on time. And then also don't forget the brand new episode of the Connor O'Gara Show that aired this morning, where Brown tells a never before heard college story.
That's right.
Okay, well, Connor told me that you're a top 2 guest of all time.
I
He
am.
did send me a
Of
text.
all the Connor O'Gara shows, I'm in the top 2. I am told right now.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. That's everything that's happening there. Enjoy the Father's Day weekend. And Monday on the show, each of us will give you 5 over bets for the upcoming college football season. And on Tuesday, we'll give you 5 under bets on the show that will instantly turn in to Brooks Graphics.
I'm gonna fade your 5 overs
that you guys can quickly criticize, like Lance just did
before we even started.
Before Brooks even did the graphics. So you can do that Monday and Tuesday on the show, and at Next Round live all weekend long on our social media platforms. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.